sports fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Let's get straight into the episode.
Yeah, we heading for the sun. Charlie got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stun.
Alright y'all, today's a Monday and Mondays are for Docs. Thank you all for clicking or tapping in. Let's start today's spew. But before I do, let me say to my guests that before we start, I'll say something to you that I say to everyone that comes on, but I would not be saying it if it wasn't true. You're sitting here because I find you interesting, and that's because you are an interesting person. I want to learn more about you, how you think and how you feel, and I love that I have the opportunity to be able to share this experience, so I really appreciate you coming over. Thank you for sitting down. And ladies and gentlemen listening, some of you may know my guests better than I do, but if you know me, then you know that I look forward to these episodes more than any other episode because we all get to learn more about him together. Just the fact that he and I talked before and we had a bit of stuff that we wanted to bounce our ideas off and the things that he presented me lets me know a lot about his character, and I'm very honoured to be sitting down with him today, and I thank him for the effort that he's put in before we've even started. Ladies and gentlemen, you've read the title of the video, you know who it is. This is Shreyez Sethu.
Thank you, bro. I just want to say thank you to Doxy for having me on this. This is the first podcast I've ever been on, and hopefully not the last. But look, it's like just being in here, the energy, everything, it's beautiful, you know? So this is an experience in of itself. This is something new. You know what I mean? For me, like being on a podcast at the start, I used to look at people that were able to go on things like this and think, wow, one day how can I do this? Like, they must be super confident. Like, how do you do that? Like, do I even have the ideas enough to talk like that for an hour, 20 minutes, let alone? So like the fact that I'm here now, praise to God. Honestly, praise to God.
Yeah, good.
And that's it. We're here now.
Yeah,
so,
praise to God, bro. I love that. Yeah, I love that. It's the thing is, like, I always looked at it too, and it's like you kind of play a game when you're listening to podcasts. You kind of pretend like sometimes, could I be the person that he's asking the questions to? How would I go when I'm listening to it? Experience is the only thing that's going to get you there, bro. It's the experience.
100% experience, 100%.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
I think that, like, a lot of people are nervous about doing them, but unfortunately for those people, I feel like in order to become a part of the future's society, you know, with technology evolving at the rate it is, everyone should just get on a podcast if you have the opportunity, because this is kind of where the future's leading to anyway, you know what I mean? The
100%.
more shit that you become a part of, the bigger the internet grows.
100%, bro, 100%. Because now we're living in like a digital age where like literally everything is online. You can't go to a library now. For like, people look at you weird if you're carrying a book, which is not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I recently just got back into reading again.
Nice.
Now, not because like it's like a nerdy thing or it's cool. I realized that when I talk to certain people, right, my vocabulary is not up there.
Yeah,
It's not up there. My vocabulary used to consist of shit, fuck, this, that. You know what I mean? I realized I need to be better at this, you know? So I need better comprehension skills. And like to be able to articulate yourself is a skill in of itself. You know how people, they'll go around saying that, oh, this guy talks too much. Bro, like at least he can talk. Living in this country, Australia, you need to know how to talk.
Yeah.
That is one of the skills you need to master. I mean, you don't have to, but life is much better. Think about it, Doxy. When you had the confidence of talking, right? Like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, life's so much better. You probably got the friends group that you wanted. You got maybe the girl you wanted. You just got, life is so much better. And like, I know this is going a bit off tangent, but like,
that's all I do, bro. I tangent. Don't worry about that.
I like being around people that are unique. Now, by unique, I mean characters. And I'm gonna bring up this word a lot in this podcast that we do today. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Characters. Why? Because I realize in this world, bro, you gotta move differently, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta move differently. And by move differently, it's a whole different like sort of like connotation word. It means like so much more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. I think communication, whether people like to admit it or not, is a skill in itself. And the more time you do spend practicing your communication skills, the better opportunities and the more doors will start to open in front of you. I don't even know if it's a real word, but I wrote it down the other day for some stupid reason. It was conversationalist. You know what I mean? It sounds like a word, and I was like, fuck it, let's stick with it. Conversationalist.
I think it is a word, bro.
Yeah,
I think it is a word.
Good,
Conversationalist. Yeah.
Because there's a couple of those words like conversationalist, and there's another one like wordsmith and like things like that. And I hear those words and it's like, that's something I want to identify as. I want to consider myself to be a wordsmith, to be a master of vocabulary.
Master communicator. You want to be feed, bro. People will not want to banter with you because they know that, okay, if I go here, this guy, he's just, I can't beat him. I can't beat him. I can't beat him. You know what I mean? The first thing they'll have to resort to is fighting. They'll be like, you know what I mean? So like, you got to be a feed man in all realms. Now, you know what I mean? All realms.
Of course, bro. Of course. So I respect the ability that you have to at least put yourself on the platform, coming on the Doxcast.
Likewise, bro.
It's something that a lot of people, I don't judge people for not wanting to do it, but I kind of feel a little bit bad for them in a sense where it's like, I wish they might not necessarily find the interest, but I don't think that a lot of people have the confidence.
The balls. Now it comes down to, sorry if I'm butting in.
No, that's right.
I think it comes down to like, you know, a lot of insecurity as well. Like a lot of people like to say like things like, oh bro, like I would never do that. Yeah, because you can't. You can't put, a lot of people like to say, oh, this person is attention seeking. Well, everyone likes a bit of attention. Let's be honest. Everyone loves a bit of attention.
I love attention.
I love it, bro. It's hectic. Everyone wants to be famous one day. They dream about it when they're kids, bro. Like, think about it. What is Instagram? It's literally putting yourself out there, like to feel like you're an important person. But there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. It's a platform that we're able to use nowadays. Now, the reason a lot of people hate on people that hate attention, is because they don't know how to handle the attention, bro. Now, what happens is I'm going to use myself as a personal example, right? I didn't know why like people would stare at me. I used to think that like, oh, they want to fight me or they want to, I mean, no, it's not because they, yes, maybe some people, they might want to fight me because because they're like, there's always some people like that. But like, it's more than that. You know what I mean? You might be wearing a mad shirt that they're like, this looks hectic, or this guy just looks like a sick cunt, or this guy looks like a sex cunt, like, or he's got a mad haircut, nice earring, or things like that. You know what I mean? And then that's why they look. And a lot of the times when people get the attention on us, right, it's a human instinct, bro. We're gonna go a lot into like animal instincts and things like that. Yeah,
nice.
Because bro, we derive from animals, bro. People don't understand it. Yeah, we're aliens, right? To other aliens, we're aliens, but we still have instincts and things like that that people don't talk about, bro. People don't talk about. And one that I want to tell is like, this is something I'm working on, but you can really feel a person's heartbeat, bro.
Oh, bro.
You can feel a person's heartbeat. You know how like, you know, like you meet someone after a long time, or you meet them for the first time, and then you can feel your heart beating. And sometimes you think, oh yeah, is that my heartbeat? No, it's the other person's. And even if it is your heartbeat, think it's the other person. So then you get out of that state of like anxiousness, you know what I mean? So then it's like,
that's cool. I like that. Yeah, I want to trickle down that road, dude. As I said in the intro, I think the fact that you came with, and I said we discussed, but to be honest, you did a lot of the work than I did, you know what I mean? But I definitely went through everything that we talked about and made notes and shit about it. That's a fucking great characteristic to have. That's well prepared, you know? I like to say there's 7 Ps inside of my trade. We say it to all the apprentices, but in reality, those 7 Ps cross over into the real world. The 7 Ps are proper prior preparation prevents piss poor performance, meaning that if you put the work in first, proper prior preparation, it'll prevent the piss poor performance. It means that you won't get left in a situation where you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do, because you've already done your preparation for it. So good work for doing so, bro. Good work.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate that.
So I'll refer back to these notes, but the first question I will ask you is the same question I like to ask everyone that comes on. And that's, how do you feel in this exact moment? You know, the day we're in, how we are, what time, sitting on the couch, how do you feel right now in this moment?
Okay, that's a beautiful question. And to be honest, bro, I feel amazing. I feel ecstatic. I feel how I should be feeling. Now, there's a lot of reasons, factors that contributed to this. Now, you know what I mean? Like this feeling of feeling ecstatic, feeling high, bro, it doesn't last all the time. It's for like, it comes in waves, you know what I mean? Like it comes in little waves. You can't feel like this all the time. Then like, you know what I mean? Like how can you know if, okay, I'm going to relate this back to winning. Because now for me, like winning doesn't necessarily mean like, you know, like having the coolest Ferrari car. I still want that car, bro.
Yeah.
We all like materialistic things, but you can't let those materialistic things cloud our judgment to the point where it ruins your own happiness. Now that's something that I had to work on a lot, bro, because I come from an Indian family. Now, Indian families, they're very centered on image, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because they're competing against everyone, you know, but like we're living in Australia. Now, there's some traits that I love to take from the Australians, right? You know, is that like, they don't give a shit, bro, about like what like this other person has to say. They're like, fuck off, mate. Or like, I'll just do my own thing, you know, which is is like the thing that necessarily we can learn from each race, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it all just comes down to psychology.
Yeah.
psychology. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. So, dude, the feeling of feeling ecstatic is a fucking good word to throw out there, bro. What a good
Amazing
word.
feeling.
It's funny because, like, I think about the Australian culture. You know, what does it mean to be Australian? It's like it is a weird terminology. You can't really define it, especially being a part of it. You know what I mean? I'm sure other countries can have their opinions, but it's the same way we have our opinions on what we think other cultures are like living in other countries. I think the Australian culture is just not giving a fuck about what anyone else is doing. Only giving a fuck about you and your people. That's the culture, bro. So you're right. It's like no one's trying to... Of course, there is exceptions to the rule. I feel like there is people who want to go out there and put an image out, and, you know, I get it. There's terms that have been thrown around for the last few years, like, we want to look like a power couple. I want to find myself a girlfriend or a partner or a boyfriend that makes me look good with them. I want us to look good. We're a power couple.
Yeah.
Most of us couldn't give a shit, bro. You know what I mean? It's just...
Bro, that's so true.
Focus on us.
Bro, that's so true. Like, literally, we spend majority of our lives trying to win the hearts and the attention of people that don't give a shit about us.
Yeah.
Like, we should be spending time with ones that are close to home. Family, mum and dad. If we're grateful to be in a position where we... Some like, youth, they don't even have a mum and dad, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's tough, bro. It's tough, bro. Like, to see things like that and think we got to be grateful, bro.
I got to ask you something. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I do it a lot.
No, bro, do it a lot. I don't care. I don't care. Trust me, I don't care. Trust me, I don't care.
You did say that it is a very Indian, like not tradition, but trait to like care about the image, you know, especially traditionally. I kind of think it's a bit of a good thing in a way as well, you know what I mean? 100%. It can be looked at in a bad light,
100%.
but...
I'm glad that you say this, though. I'm glad that you say this because you're not thinking one-dimensionally. You're thinking, bro, six-dimensionally, like looking at the positive and the negative, right?
Yeah.
Which is a superhuman trait that not a lot of people will have, you know what I mean? Because they're too superficial.
I think, like, if I was to think of an example of a couple of people in my life in the Indian ethnicity, I'd say that especially their father, for example, like, he really does chase bread, bro, and he provides a lot for especially the daughters inside of the family. Like, fuck, they're spoiled bitches, bro, and it's like a little bit of it's envy coming from me, but a lot of it's like pride, I feel like fuck, your dad's a hustler, you know?
100%.
And if they didn't have that image that they were seeking to get approval from, then, like, would they really have gotten to that position, or would they be like a lot of the, no offense, but the fucking white dads who like don't have that kind of bread, you know? Mm-hmm. It's kind of a good thing in a way.
100%, bro, 100%. And that is, I'm glad that you bring that up because we can expand on that. Now, bro, this whole life that I have today, I owe to my parents, bro. And I'm not afraid to say that. A lot of people, they're afraid to say that, oh, my parents gave me this life, or my parents paid for this or paid for that. Bro, I'll tell my friends, bro, my dad bought me a car. Yeah. Like, my parents might act like they don't have money. They might act frugal, but bro, in my time of need, when the car that I did have got written off for so-and-so reasons, bro, they saw me, okay, yes, I had to struggle for a bit, 3 months that you had to learn that, okay, you might have to take buses. You might have to understand what life is like without certain luxuries. And then they bought me a car. You know what I mean? So obviously, like, it's going to be hard, you know, at the start, because like you're seeing all your Aussie mates, you're seeing all your mates out here having certain luxuries that you don't have, but it's like, you know what I mean? You got to understand what struggle is. You got to understand what struggle is, and then only you will sort of like get the benefits. I feel like that's a good thing that Indian parents are really good at, like sort of like mentoring the children in that sense. You know what I mean? Like,
a good word.
Yeah, mentoring. Yeah.
I like that, because like just hearing that in itself, it's like your parents in particular taught you the lessons that you had to learn. Like, nothing is always easy. You know what I mean? So even though you did get the helping hand when necessary, and thankfully they were an opportunity to be able to do it, but like, it's like, yeah, let's catch the bus for a little bit, you know? You know what I mean?
And it's not bad, bro.
Yeah,
It's not bad. It's actually hectic, bro. Like, you got your earphones in. I remember catching the bus to school, bro. I'll be listening to A$AP Rocky. I'll be listening to I'm the man. I wouldn't care, bro. You know what I mean? And then because we had to take bus and train to school. So it's like, we look at these certain things and then we think that like, oh, you know what I mean? Or like, I'm better than this person, or like I'm better. But that's just the ego, bro.
Yeah.
The ego is crazy, bro. What it can do, like if you use it healthily, right? Like, there's a difference between ego and confidence.
Yeah, fine line, but a difference.
Fine line. No, I don't know what fine line means. Can you tell me? Okay.
Fine line is in like
in sense.
There's a fine line metaphorically between crossing the two boundaries. So like, you can be ego driven or you can be confident, but it's easy if you're either one of those people to fall into the other category. Okay. You know, there's only a fine line separating someone who's egotistical or confident.
Yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
beautiful. And bro, I'm glad that you said that because I don't know everything. Bro, I promise to God, I don't know everything. I literally tell people that I don't know everything. Why? Even if I know it, bro, so I can learn more, bro.
Yeah,
I'm a
good.
student of the game, bro. I want to learn game, bro. Someone teach me game, bro. You know, it's more than just like picking up girls and stuff. Yeah, that's the first step. But bro, game is like navigating through life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people, they're just so like, they think, oh, this guy, like I had a conversation with a friend the other day, right? He's like to me, oh, bro, you can't have conversations about picking up girls to high business clients and things like that. Because my mate's in construction. But I'm thinking in my head, bro, you can't. You can't. I can, bro. They want to be spoken to like normal people. Yes, obviously there's a time and place to be mature, serious, and talk about analytics, business, things like that. But like these guys are normal people just like us. They love to laugh. They love to have conversations. They love to like, they're human beings, bro. So to you know what I mean? So it's like very one-dimensional. But
if you can navigate yourself in one field, like say for example, like if you have the game in order to pick up girls, for example, and you're able to be a good communicator, you can show someone that just the skills that you have in one field, you can carry on to the next. So if they believe, if you tell them and you show them and they now have trust in you that you are the type of person that can go get girls and talk about these kind of things, you have the confidence and the skill set to do so, they're going to have more trust in you inside of other fields like the business, like the analytics. 100%. And it's funny you say that because I had a few meetings this last year in 2023 with like finance advisors and things like that. And like, couple of them, they just got on my nerves a lot. Like, not in a sense that they were pissing me off, saying the wrong things, but like, I just kind of thought to myself, like, Avid says, like, speak to me like a normal bro. You know what I mean? Like, when you're at the pub kicking back with your mates, like, talk to me the way you talk to them.
Don't bring your work inside, bro. What?
Bro, they were so uptight and professional, and they just spoke in this tone that, like, I can't relate with. Like, I believe that you're the type of guy I need to speak to. You've already sold me on that. Now, be authentic about it, you know what I mean? Don't hold yourself to a different degree just because of so. You know what I mean? If you want to make a joke or you want to fucking bring up fucking pussy, bro, who cares? Just
who cares, bro?
Who the hell cares? Where to spend my money, bro.
Bro, straight up, bro. Let's go to a strip club. Come on, know what I mean? You know, like, bro, I just don't understand something. But you know what it is, bro. And I've realized this. Now, when you meet with, say, an old friend or a new friend, and the first, or even just someone entirely new, and the first thing they bring up is, oh, what do you do for work? That's their way of subliminally comparing themselves to you to see if they are better than you in their head. Do you know what I mean? That comes from a place of insecurity. Now, there's a difference in, I could be wrong, there's a difference in a place where they're saying just to, know what you do because you look like curiosity, they look like an interesting person, but like, I will trust my intuition over someone else's. You know what I mean? Like, people will try to tell you what your intuition is, how you feel. That's your sense, bro. Your sensory skill that you have, right? You know how people say, oh, trust your intuition, trust your gut. Like, bro, it's a real thing. Like, and I learned this from a girl, bro. I didn't even learn this from a guy. You know what I mean? Like, because guys don't want to tell you these kinds of things, so they don't want you to get better than them. You know what I mean? Or better in the sense to us, it's like just learning. You know what I mean? But like, that's why I think that you can still learn things from girls, bro.
You can learn, bro.
Still learn things from girls.
I love this conversation. Like, I speak about this a lot with Delvin and Kelvin. Those two are very switched on in a sense of intuitive nature. You know what I mean? They understand. They have a similar belief to myself where life will present it what it wants to present to you when you need it, kind of thing. And yes, that's a belief in a higher power. It relates to God and religion, spirituality. But they bring up the point, and I think it was Delvin who articulated it well, that sometimes we agreed on this one fact first, that girls are coming to your life to teach you something, each and every one of them. And the second thing he said was that sometimes you just need to hear it from a girl. Yeah,
which is not a bad thing, bro. Like,
it's not, bro.
Come on, bro. Like, how is that about? That's your own ego telling you. Like, I love Andrew Tate, bro. I love him. He changed my life. And he came in the right moment when I needed it. But not everything he says is correct. Now, there's one thing I'm just going to go off in the sense that, like, he says don't read books. Yeah? Bro,
I didn't say that.
Bro, but the reason why he says don't read books, but he doesn't explain it yet, his father was a chess grandmaster. Now, to have a chess grandmaster is different from just like playing chess in the park or something. You need a high level IQ to be able to even be that. His father was also in the CIA. So like, he doesn't need to read books, bro. His dad's just gonna tell him, do this, do this, do this, do that, do that. Like, you know what I mean? So like, so like, a lot of people they take everything that he says literally. Like, most of the time when he says certain things like girls can't drive, which is not like a wrong thing. He's just saying that, you know what I mean? I don't want to get into that. We're going to go past that. But sometimes he says this to spark a reaction because he knows people will get emotional like that. Then he's got the audience. He's so smart. Marketing genius, bro. Marketing genius. And bro, he's the top G. Anyone can say whatever they want about him, but he's the top G, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So,
dude, it's crazy
Yeah.
the level of impact Andrew Tate has had on the world. It is fucking phenomenal. Like, you don't understand how often his name gets brought up in my life. Like, and I probably bring it up 50% of the time. Like, it's incredible. One, yeah, absolute genius, and I agree with you in the sense that he said things to create a reaction out of the community, the society, the internet. You know, that's such a great way to level up. And I have to make one mention too. Have you ever listened to his podcast he did with George Janko? Do you know who George Janko is?
I like George Janko, but I've seen only little clips of it. I haven't seen, because you know how you go through that phase of watching too much Andrew Tate, and then it's like you sort of understand the message. But George Janko, I feel like that's a good podcast I need to watch, bro.
I couldn't.
I'm gonna watch that after this one.
Yeah, dude. I recommend. There's a part 1 and a part 2. It was the last 2 podcasts he did to wrap up his season of 2023.
Yeah.
And then he just did an episode that released like today or yesterday talking about the fact that he interviewed him. That will change anyone's perspective on Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is a genius in himself, but the level of maturity that man has gone through in the last 24 months or whatever since his fame started is bigger than anyone else's, other than George Janko himself. George Janko has increased as a human in terms of potential, but Andrew Tate has changed, and I believe everything that man is going to put forward is going to come from and to be honest, it could all probably come down to the fact that he now has God by his side, probably.
100%.
Probably comes down to
100%, bro.
Yeah.
God's not going to let him down. Even if he dies, but he'll die as a martyr.
Yeah.
Like, he'll die as a legend. You know what I mean? Like a king.
Yeah.
This is how kings used to live. You know what I mean? Obviously, like...
Yeah, you never know. Like, people could prophesize Andrew Tate. Not saying he's the next reincarnation of any kind of prophet, but like his message will be prophesized.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, it's not that like I'm anti, you know, LGBT or whatever, like things like that. It's, bro, if I go around saying that I'm an anti-gay, yeah, people look at me like I'm a racist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they'll look at me like I'm a racist. Bro, there's so many things that we can learn from them. Bro, they are so good with women. Why? Because they can relate with women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're actually nice people in the sense that, like, they will get you girls.
Yeah, bro.
They'll get you girls.
Imagine
Like,
the fashion advice we could grab, bro. If we
Bro,
start hanging around.
100%. Obviously, there's like limits on like what I would like think. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know, with this other stuff that's fried, but I don't want to go into that
Yeah,
because
let's
like
try and
that's someone
avoid
else.
it.
Let's
I
someone
bring
else
it
do
up
that.
every episode, bro. Let's try and
Yeah.
avoid
We're
it.
here for something else, man. We're here for some bigger thing. You know, bigger thing. So like, let them deal with that. You know, that's our job.
All right, good. Good. Now, you did make a point on it before, insecurities. All right, and I thought, as we discussed, it'd be a good thing to bounce back and forward on.
Bro.
Why has it been something that you've been putting a lot of thought into? Because it's something that I definitely think about.
Okay, now, bro, honestly, I think that everyone is insecure to a certain level. Now, most people, because they don't level up yet, they don't fix their insecurities, they're stuck on the physical standpoint. Now, physical, like beauty, things like this. Bro, these things are superficial. Like, you can't judge a person's character or, like, his worth just on how he looks, bro. Like, come on, bro. That's some of the most, like the
Judgmental,
I don't want to swear, but you know, that's one of the most like judgmental things. Now,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. We all used to do this, and this has come from a place of insecurity. I used to be the most insecure person, bro.
Yeah.
Why? Well, because I used to hang around insecure people, right? So it's not that these guys had anything wrong with them. It's just that, like, bro, they will just put their insecurities onto you. They'll project it, bro. So that's why, like, I'm very careful now in who I spend my time with and who I only like to be around confident people. Why? Because that energy, it transfers onto you. It doesn't mean that I won't help my friend if he's going through problems, you know what I mean? Or like, I want to help him get better because that's my job, bro. I'm a coach, right?
Yeah.
So I can sniff it out like a dog, bro. Like when I see the insecurities, I'm trying to find it, bro. And the thing is, bro, girls are better at this than me. You know what I mean, bro? Like, girls are crazy at this, bro. They will find out your insecurity, bro, and they will just pick at it in your worst time of need, bro. They'll go through the extent, bro. If someone caught literally on this, like someone comments on this under this and says, Shreyez, you're insecure, I'll be like, yeah, I am. But just about different things, you know what I mean? Not the physical things, bro. You know, things that get me insecure is like a person's mindset, bro. You know what I mean? Like but obviously, like, where does my confidence come from, bro? What is confidence?
Oh, good. Are you asking me or rhetorical?
I mean, rhetorical question, but like, I mean, to me, even I'm still learning what confidence is because I'm still learning new barriers. I didn't even think like certain things are possible, but to me, I think confidence is like knowing that like your abilities, you're certain in your abilities. Now, a lot of people, they base their confidence just off looks or like shoes or, you know, things like this, but these things will fade. So you need to build internal confidence. How can you build internal confidence? Yeah. This is just a little bit like an insight I'm giving to the people that want to see this. Now, you can build in confidence from like, okay, being a mad dancer. You can build confidence from like being a mad musician. Because that's a skill that you've developed. You're better at it. You can build mad confidence from just having a mad music taste, mad style, things like this. These are all little things that you can add to your arsenal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like someone could be a mad fighter, a mad Muay Thai fighter. I mean, a gun, they could be the man. They could be gun at picking up girls. They could be gun at like this, that, So when you add up all of these things, bro, it just adds to your confidence, bro. You could be confident in just like reading, bro.
Yeah, what I like to do when someone's talking, I always do a podcast or not. I just pin little pins, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like to go back and just pick out one here and there. And a couple of the pins that I put in there was the fact that girls are so much better at picking up insecurities. It's because I think they have a special like sense, almost like a smell, you know what I mean? And people say pheromones, as in like girls can sense your smell your pheromones, but I think pheromones is a metaphorical term for the energy you're putting out without having the awareness that you're putting it out. Girls just have a special kind of feeling and a draw, but that's kind of what draws guys and girls together. There's a magical force in the universe that no one understands other than reproduction that brings people together.
Bro, it's bigger than that. Exactly like you're saying. It's more than just like on an anatomical standpoint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more than that.
Yeah. It's
like
energies, bro.
Energy, bro. It's crazy. Like you can but yeah, obviously a girl, you can find her attractive or like, like you can, but bro, it's more than that. It's like, okay, this girl, like, do I look good with her in public? Like, is she fun? Does she have nice energy? Like, will I vibe? It's more than just a root, bro. Like moving your hips, bro. What? Like, come on, bro. It's the same thing, bro. Like, I'm the no fat, bro. I haven't busted in ages, bro. I'm going insane, bro. Mike Tyson, bro. This guy, bro, he went crazy, bro. You know what I mean? So like, and that stuff is real, bro.
Yeah. I'll go right here since we're on it before I circle back. But you're saying you're on a no fap right now. How many days are you on? How many days?
Bro, honestly, look, I'm not gonna lie. I did it for a year and a half straight.
Nah.
Mum saw. I promised to God. Listen, I did it for a year and a half straight, and then I broke it. Now I broke it because I fell into bad habits. Now that's my own fault. But then now I think I'm going 3 or 4 months strong.
Bruh.
I'm going 3 or 4 months strong. I promise it's hard, but bro, once you do it, bro, you unlock some superhuman power. Bro, insane. I feel like that. The man, bro. Like in the sense, like this is how a man should be feeling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just with the high testosterone levels.
Yeah.
High testosterone levels. And have you seen the movie Limitless?
Yeah.
Bro, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Without the drug. But like, you know what I mean? Like that's how I feel, bro.
I believe you, bro. Because I set myself a challenge. I don't know, maybe early last year or something like that. I talked about it on the podcast a lot for anyone who remembers it. But I did a 30-day no nut challenge. And like, don't get me wrong, I was at a point in my life where it was just been an everyday expense for me. There was no difference between fucking, at this point in my life, vaping. There was no difference between eating and jerking off at night, to be honest. It was the same. And then when I did 30 days, like I was like, bro, after 30 days, I'm walking around like, bro, how come every girl wants me, bro?
Yeah,
like, what am I giving out?
And you're not wrong, bro. Like, it's the girls can sense a dude with high testosterone.
Yeah.
They can sense it. Now, I don't, like, personally, bro, people look at me and they'll say, Shreyez, what are you running? What's your psycho? Bro, hand on God, I've never taken steroids. I don't need to. What people don't understand is I have elite genetics. Now, it sounds cocky of me to say, but bro, I got to say it. I'm 1 in 1.5 billion. That's the population of Indians, yeah?
Wow.
So I have elite genetics. I got to thank my parents.
1.5 billion?
I think 1.4 billion Indians. Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, I got to be thankful to God. Like, I got this. Yes, I'm not the tallest guy, but I have attributes that, like, add to it. Obviously, not only that, bro, I've always played sport from a young age. I've always been an athlete. I've been in little athletics, swimming, things like this. And then I did boxing for a little while. I competed. And then what I did was I took those principles, of athletics, things like that, into weightlifting. And I knew how to train my mind. Obviously, yes, I got trained with some friends and things like that. That was mad because we had that healthy competition, like pushing each other. I mean, like even me and my brother, bro, when I was training him, I was like when he was coming up, I was like, bro, like you need to train harder. You don't even know what you're capable of. It'd get to the point where we'd have fights in the gym, bro. Literally, like I'd be breaking him down mentally, telling him, bro, you need to train harder. You can, bro, you've got royal bloodline in you.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? You got royal bloodline in you, bro, over there. You know what I mean? So keep pushing, and then it paid off in the end. But obviously, you can't say this to everyone because they'll take it the wrong way, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if is there much science behind the fact that if you do practice semen retention, you do gain a high testosterone. Is there much? Because I believe it to be true. Don't get me wrong.
Correct.
But I believe it to be, and I'm not aware. So I'm just assuming it's one of those things that doesn't have popular modern day science to back it up. It's more of a idea that people are practicing, you know, and it's fun. It's got proof in the pudding. People who practice it see the rewards, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I don't know. I don't even know if there is.
But I like that you
science
bring
behind
that question up because it's a good question, and I need to be well versed in answering this question if I'm gonna battle people, debate with people. Now, the answer to that question is scientifically, it says that it doesn't have an increase in testosterone, whatever, like blah blah blah. Maybe after the first day or something like that. But I think those are clinical studies. I don't know what the word is for, like your own personal experience.
it. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know
yeah.
what the word. I used to know it, but I forgot. I gotta start reading more books. But personally, bro, I've tested myself on semen retention and on now with no fat, bro. You can still fuck girls.
Yeah,
You still smash girls, and that's what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
You're just not meant to touch your dick, bro. Because when you touch your dick, bro, think about it this way: you're rewiring the programming of your brain, yeah, to like how you get hard, bro. There's been times where like, bro, I've been with girls, yeah, and it's been a struggle for me to even get it up.
Yeah.
Why? Not because I don't find this girl attractive, but because I'm so used to watching porn, yeah, that like, bro, like I'm used to seeing baddies, like supposed baddies, 10s, or like whatever. In my eyes, that's what I'm thinking a 10 is, right?
Yeah.
That when I'm with a beautiful girl, yeah, I can't even get it up, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm in the bathroom trying to do this, bro, like trying to get it up, bro. I go back, I'm like, suck me off, you know, like, bro, what the hell? That's pride, you know, but. Yeah, you know what I mean. So
yeah, of course, bro.
Yeah.
There's no evidence there's no false evidence in the fact that I think that it is a confidence skill to practice.
Yeah.
Semen retention or no, not even just no fap in general. I think cutting porn out of your life is such a superficial.
Yeah, I need to add
super
one thing to
beneficial.
that. Now, I'm not saying that guys cannot be confident if they're chucking bats. Yes, in limitations. Yes, I'm sure, bro. I know guys that like still chuck 4 bats a day just because their testosterone levels are so high that, and they still smash girls. They're still bigger players than me, still whatever. But I'm just saying that if you stop that habit, yeah, it's more than just the habit. If you're able to stop that habit, bro, that's one of the hardest things to do, yeah, bro. That'll translate into your life, bro. You take the gym more seriously. You take your diet because it's discipline. It's discipline.
is
That's
the
what it comes
key
down to.
word,
People,
bro.
they don't.
Yeah.
They're just thinking, oh, like I like to do this. Okay,
What's the
cool.
problem? Like, what's
you
the
know what I mean?
point?
Like it's
still get
bigger than that,
girls.
bro. It
Yeah,
adds
yeah.
to like you master that one thing, bro. You're gonna start looking at life differently.
Yeah, it's muscle memory, bro. It's practicing the
Correct.
ability to say no to things you want to indulge in.
Bro,
you know?
straight
And
up.
it's funny because everyone's got their habits, everyone's got their cues and their little rewards. For example, me with vaping. So I can't sit here from a perspective and say like, oh, trust me, I'm an elite type of person who has great discipline and great control.
Yeah.
Because I don't in all aspects of my life. But in doing one thing like no fap or no porn or something like that.
Yeah, you pick your poison.
You get your skills in order to start getting better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
The same principle to not watching porn is the same principle to not smoking weed. It's the same principle to not having Maccas every Wednesday afternoon. It's the same principle to saying no to anything. It's just a practice in saying no.
Yeah.
And it's the same principle that a lot of religious texts have in place. Like say, for example, the Quran where you can't eat pig of any sort. It's the same as like, I think is it Sikh that you can't have beef and cow?
Yeah, Hinduism, you can't. Yeah, literally same thing.
But
I still eat beef.
Yeah.
Because I've just grown up here. Yes, maybe when I get older, I'll probably give it up for religious reasons. But bro, like I'm gonna enjoy it. Like it's not wrong. God knows that. You know what I mean? Like what I do a little sin like this, bro. Like before, I used to fall into this trap of like thinking that like, or because I don't drink alcohol or I don't smoke pot, yeah, that like I'm better than this person. And that's the false ego trap that we fall into.
Yeah.
And then, bro, like I realized, bro, like everyone is human. Like, so what? Who the heck cares, bro?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's all this medicinal cannabis out there now. Anyone can get on it. I could get on it if I wanted to. You know what I mean? If I like to have a drink with my mates or something, as long as I don't get out of control, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, so what?
Of
Who
course,
cares,
of
bro?
course.
You know?
But it's the limitations that you
Correct.
give yourself. It's the
Correct.
limitations.
Before I didn't know my limitations, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, there'd be glasses flying everywhere, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be fried. They'd be like, bro, Shreyez, what are you doing? You turn into someone else when you're drunk. My ex used to say this, bro. And I'd be like, yeah, I do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, bro, if anyone
Yeah.
understands, it's me, bro, because I've learned in my life that I have got great discipline. I can say no or yes to
100%.
commit to anything, but I have zero limitation skills.
I want to ask you something because I heard this on the podcast or I heard this from someone else. You decided to go sober.
Yeah.
And that's not easy, bro. This is coming from easy in the sense that like that takes a lot of skill and like you need
Takes
think about it, bro.
practice.
Because when we're drinking alcohol, yeah, the reason we're drinking is because we want to put on get rid of the nerves and things like that, and we will feel good and we'll feel like the man. That's the reason I used to drink. Gives us false confidence, bro.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
liquid courage. It's all it
liquid
is.
courage, bro. Straight up, that's literally what it is, bro. And then like it only lasts you so long because it's fake, bro.
Yeah,
Before you
yeah.
know it, bro, you drink driving.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what I mean? Like,
I know, bro. I know. And that's my
Bro.
problem, bro. There's no limitation skills, but as I said, I got great discipline in the fact where I decided no more indulgence. Anything that alters the way my brain is
and I love that.
chemically,
I respect that.
I won't do it. Caffeine and nicotine are my two vices that I currently have in my life. Would like to start supplementing it for something else, but I'll just have to find something else to replace it with. I have a little theory that I'm trying to work on. I'd love to put study into it one day that everyone's got, I think it's around 7 vices in their life. That's 7 things that they do habitually. The science behind that even deeper is I've read a couple of books on it, and that's you do some crazy amount of like, say 1,000, I'm making up a number now, but let's just say 10,000 habits a day. 10,000 things you do per day are habitual. You don't decide to do them. Your body is naturally used to doing them. So it might be as simple as like biting your nail, scratching your head, grabbing your vape, checking your phone, drinking when you're not even thirsty. Like there's so many habits you do, but I think there's about 7 things that takes most of your life's energy and focus. For me, vaping's one, so I think I'm going to have to just find something else to replace it with. Going off topic a little bit here.
No, that's bro. This is your podcast. We're going to talk about you.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're going to talk about you.
But what I'm getting back to is it's the same principle in terms of no porn as it is with any other vice that you decide not to do, which was why I do understand the religious text that a lot of books have and religions, and this is the way that God wants it to be. Say, for example, it might be how the traditional Christian text might be like you can't wear 2 of the same types of cotton. You know what I mean? You can't wear sheepskin. You can't wear skin from a fucking wolf or whatever. You know, some like as I mentioned in the Quran, you can't eat pig. A lot of religions have all different texts, like the what do you call them? What are those guys like the Amish, the type of people that they can't use technology, right?
Ah, okay.
I think the real thing that all these books are trying to tell people is you need to start practicing something to do with discipline, you know? Every single book and religion in the world has something to do with the fact of you can't do this. There's always one. Jewish is like you can't, say, for example, they do some weird one where you can't mix 2 different types of meat together before you eat. You can't have chicken and you can't have bacon in the same dish. You know, there's always something that you can't do.
Yeah, and I like how you've simplified it and you've just put it down into, comes down to discipline. And bro, what does Christianity teach us? Don't indulge in everything, like anything. Indulgence can be bad.
Yeah.
Because you overeat, like you lose the magic. It's not fun anymore. Think about it, bro. If you're always like copping a root or whatever, even with your missus, you get bored of it. You're like, I want a new missus after this because it's boring. Obviously, like guys are different to girls, right? Like you can keep going, bro. You can keep going, bro. You know, you got the testosterone in you, but like the girls, it's like
you gotta spice it up, bro.
You spice it up, bro. You gotta spice it up. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Flip it over, bro. Yeah.
Before you know it, bro, you're having a threesome.
Yeah. But it's one of my favorite talking points anyway, the breaking down of religious texts, because I feel like personally we did discuss that we both have a belief in God. Do you follow any religion? What's your choice?
So this is a mad question. Growing up, bro, I was brought up as a Hindu.
Yep.
Right? Like I didn't believe in God. I used to just follow these practices and things like that. I used to blindly follow. Like I used to be like, bro, this is all bullshit, bro. It's not real.
Yeah.
Then I got humbled, bro. Now humbled in the sense, bro, like, and then what happened? I turned to God in the sense that, like, obviously, like, I've been praying to God for a long time, but then I realized that everything makes sense. Not only that, bro, I felt God's power. A lot of my people look at me, look at the camera, like, bro, this guy's chatting out of his ass, he's crazy. But only with someone that believes in religion will understand what I'm saying, bro. And I still see the signs from God. I see, like, the more I get closer with God, the more happier I am. And, like, obviously, like, you're not gonna be like this all the time, but I feel like my life is better, bro, when I'm feeling God's power. Everything just makes sense. Everything just moves more smoothly, and you look at life differently, bro.
Yeah.
You look at life differently, bro. It's crazy.
It will not make sense to anyone who doesn't have the belief.
No way,
because the
bro.
belief in itself is the one thing that will get you towards that encounter, which the Christians use as their term, to feel the presence of God.
Yeah.
Personally, no one in my family is religious at all. There's no one.
You don't need to be.
There's
The
no
way I
one.
see it is like you don't need, as long as you live a somewhat good life, like like there's no such thing as a good or a bad person, in my opinion. Obviously, there's evil, sinister people, malicious people, but like as long as you are like living, you know, whatever. Like I don't want to sound like a priest, bro, because people be like, bro, is this guy Muslim or is he like what happened to him, bro? But look, I'll tell you something funny. Yeah, like I like to pray to all of the gods. I literally went with my friend during Ramadan, right? And I told him, bro, teach me how to pray, because I wanted to get closer with, you know, Allah. Like I wanted to learn how to do my first dua prayer like that. I went to my friend's first sermon. You know, and I watched him give a prayer. I'll go to the Baha'i temple. I need all the blessings, bro.
Yeah,
I need all the blessings. I need all the, you know what I mean? I need all the blessings. Like, obviously, I think yeah, maybe it's just, yeah, it's like, I'm not going to say there's one God or whatever. Like, it's all just, you know, whatever you want to believe in, you believe in. I like Buddhism as well. I like the simplicity of, like, you know how they say you don't have to necessarily go to the temple, pray all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you can just live. And that guy, Siddhartha, right? But he was a prince, but he came from wealth. But he realized, like, there's more to life. He literally gave off everything, bro. He gave off everything. And then there was a beautiful story, bro, about him, right? So he was in the forest living like a monk, yeah? And there was this bounty hunter that would come and he would literally, whoever he came across, he would take the pinky off them, right? Cut it off and then wear it like a garland around his neck. Yeah, crazy. Like some hunter
Real
like that.
bad man.
Yeah, some bad guy, whatever. And then he
Yeah.
comes across Buddha. He's like to him, I need your pinky. Buddha looks at him and he's like, you want this pinky? I'll give you 10. He's like, I'll give you 10, I'll give you all my fingers, I'll give you my toes as well. This guy looked at him like he's crazy. He's like, what? This guy's worse than me. He's like, what the hell is this? And then he's like, oh, somehow, I don't know the full story, but like after that, the guy just stopped killing. Stopped doing what he was doing because he's never seen an energy like that, a force. He was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Bro.
It's the energy behind that is crazy enough in itself. And just to go back a little bit, like my belief is that, and I do respect that you have so much open-minded to all the other types of possible faiths and religions as well. I try to carry that across as much as I can in my own life. And it's because I kind of think it's all the same thing, you know what I mean? Without being condescending towards anyone who is true to their faith and does believe that their faith is the only one.
Everyone's
disagree.
entitled to an opinion,
I still
which is not bad.
disagree,
I
you
mean,
know?
but then again, see, this opinion you might get into. You probably been in debates with your friends, but you're probably
all the
past that point.
time.
You're like, bro, like, you want to believe that? That's fine. Let you, bro.
I love the debate.
Yeah. That's mad. That's
I
mad.
love the debate, but the only thing is, like, the better you become as a wordsmith, conversationalist, all these things we were talking about before, the more you have to stop engaging in those kind of conversations with people you care about. You can't have those conversations with your true loved ones, with your true friends, you know.
Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's feelings going to get hurt, and it's not mine. And it's not mine, and it's not yours, you know?
Yeah. So I just avoid it as much as possible. That's the reason why I avoid those types of conversations. But funny story about Buddha and the energy that he had. A lot of people, there is a big timeline difference between the original Buddhism and Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? I've talked about it on the podcast before, but it's such a difference in timeline that they believe that Jesus in his lost years between the ages of 19 and 30, he went and studied Buddhism, and that's why that part of the Bible is no longer in there anymore, because through the generations of people taking bits out, putting bits in, all these different things, they've taken out that chapter. So they do believe in some people who are great, I can't remember the word for it, but they study ancient religions down to a T. There's a word for it. Say, for example, like a biblical theorist or something like that. I can't remember the term, but they believe that Buddha and Jesus both had such high levels of concentrated energy that at one point, living on two separate parts of the world, in their journeys, they actually met with their followers and shook hands, which I heard that one day, and like that changed my perspective on the world, bro. Like, whether that's real or not.
So what happened? So they were from two different condescending faiths. They met together. They shook hands.
Met by just on each other's paths, bro.
Okay.
They didn't even necessarily agree to meet up. Like, they were just two different people with such a level of self-awareness, confidence, pride. They both had blueprints on how to live a perfect life, that just by the magic of the universe and energies and magnetism, that they happened to cross paths and shake hands. Look, there's no
God.
There's no proof.
You can't like explain that. That's something work of God, bro.
Yeah.
This whole thing, bro. This is a work of God, bro. You know what I mean? Like, do you not think that, like, come on, like, we'll put on this earth to do more than just like normal 9 to 5? Yes, you can still do the 9 to 5, and you can do this, and you can do that. Like, don't you know what I mean? Don't you want to like touch the hearts of people? That's what drives me. That's what motivates me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'll tell you straight up. Like, when people ask me, like, Shreyez, what made you want to start doing these videos, or like, what made you want to? They try like, oh, is it for fame, or is it for clout, or is it for thing? Yes, partly things like that. Those are like a little minor. But bro, to me, I know what it was like when someone changed my life in a positive way, like made me look at a new outlook of life, and I will remember them till the day I die. Bro, that to me, if I can change someone else's life in a positive way, yeah, that to me is worth more than like money. But obviously, we need money to survive, to even eat. You can't like, so we still got to do that 9 to 5. But like, obviously, one day, inshallah, everything works out where we're able to, you know, like.
Yeah, dude. I think that if you chase the dreams, the finances will follow.
Of course, bro.
Life
It's like
will-
chasing girls, bro.
Exactly
You chase them, bro. What happens? They run away.
Yeah.
They don't want you, bro. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
chasing money. Obviously, yeah, you attain a little bit of wealth you get, but bro, it could be more.
Yeah,
More,
bro.
but like,
And it's just consistency that will
Yeah.
result to that, bro. It's just
Consistency,
staying
straight
active.
up.
It's just never giving yourself the excuses of, not today, not this week, I can't be bothered. Like, if you were to take that implication and put that towards your job, you get fired. It wouldn't work out. So if you can just carry that through in your passions, you know what I mean? You're going to have the fruits of your rewards, I believe, no matter what. 100%. And to bring up Andrew Tate again, he delivered this mad message. It could have been the end of last year, I believe. It's probably when I heard it, but he said one of the secrets to life that I think a lot of people don't understand is that if you want something, you will get it. It doesn't matter what it is. If you actually want it, you'll put in all your effort and the universe will give it to you. It's exactly the same thing as the Bible says, ask and you shall receive.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same thing as these
bro.
spiritual people. I like to put them in quotation marks, but I would consider to be one of them.
is that woke? Is that people that fall into the woke agenda?
No,
Oh,
I
no,
just
that's
say
different, that's
spiritual
different.
with quotation marks,
Yeah.
just because there is some people that just hear the word and they just throw it out. Like whatever he's talking about is nonsense. But I think it to be a powerful word anyway, so I use it. And manifestation is the exact same thing as asking you shall receive. You can journal. A lot of people are good with journaling now, where they write down what they want at the beginning of the year.
Right.
They go back and look at it in a few years. Oh yeah, I got everything I want.
Right.
How's that any different to the secret to the universe is you'll get whatever you want? How is that any different to the biblical verse, ask and you shall receive? How is that any different to anything that the fucking universe has in any religion, bro? It's all the same thing.
Crazy, bro.
So the money will come, bro. The
money will come, bro. It's not, and even if it doesn't come, bro, it's the journey, bro. That, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we look at the destination and we think like, bro, this looks too hard, or like, bro, say if you put your destination up here, yeah, like all the way here, and you're down here. Say you try your hardest, but you only make it like here, bro. If you look back, bro, you would have made so many connections.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have met so many new people.
Yeah.
You would have changed your life in such an amazing way. Like, you might not have got that, but bro, you don't need that. You know what I mean? Like, people don't see it that way.
Yeah.
People don't see it that way. And the one thing that I want to add on to that, bro, is like, people like, bro, like, I don't want to be confident. I don't want to be bro. What people don't realize, yeah, is that if you have confidence, yeah, like real confidence, like that you can build, but that'll help you to get to your goal. Now, without that confidence, but how are you going to navigate through demons, psychopaths, narcissists, Machiavellians, bro? The whole world is full of them. I'm all three of those characteristics. You have to be if you want to get to
Good,
the
I'm
top.
glad you admitted it,
Yeah,
bro,
you
'cause
got to
I'm
be,
one
bro.
of
If
them
you get
too.
to that position, you know what I mean? Like the CEOs, you think these people are nice people. People like to me, don't talk to me that way, or like, bro, how do you want me to talk to you? Are you a woman? Like, come on, bro. Are you a woman? Like, bro, are you? Come on. Like, that's why, like, bro, I get into a lot of clashes with people because, like, I realize now that we just don't share the same values, bro. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. And that is, to be honest, I'll come back to that because I
Yeah.
wanted to mention something before when you said, if you aim for up here and you don't quite make it, look at how far you'll come when you look back on it. Remember, it actually
Gives
just
you
a joke.
goosebumps, yeah? Gives you
Well, it reminded me of
goosebumps,
something
bro.
funny, but it's like, it is a joke, but it's also true as fuck. Everyone knows the song Give Me Everything by Neo, Pitbull, Afrojack, all that shit. I think it was Pitbull's verse. He says, reach for the stars. If you don't grab them, at least you're on top of the world.
Ooh,
You know, like-
reach for stars, and if you don't grab them, at least you're on top of the world. Beautiful saying.
It's like, it's just
Bro.
like, what a fucking great bar, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I
Exactly,
heard
bro.
that when I was...
You know
I
what's
could've been
crazy, bro?
10.
A lot of people are just afraid to say that, like, bro, I listen to Neo.
yeah.
Bro, what the hell, bro? Any person that actually knows what good music is, or has played an instrument, will know that, like, okay, these guys make beautiful music. Everyone's just trying to, like, keep up with D Block. Yeah, but bro, I like D Block.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
like I'm a artist myself, so like, I play the violin, bro. I played the violin for like 7, 8 years, 9 years of my
mad,
life. So like,
mad.
I can recognize good music. Yes, it's popping right now. It's a new wave. You know what I mean? But like, I love music. I love all music, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I realize I gotta start listening to new genres, bro. Like, you listen to the same thing, but you get brain dead. You're like, bro, what the heck is this, bro? You before you know it, you listen to podcasts, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah. Bro, you know what? Honestly, the greatest music genre of all time is, and ever since I started listening to it, I can't stop country music, bro.
Wow.
Country
Yeah.
music. Don't get me wrong, I love
Yeah.
my Aussie rap, my
Nah, it
American
goes
rap,
off,
my
bro, it goes
UK
off.
rap, all of it. But
Do you have any
fucking
suggestions?
country-
Any songs that I should listen to?
There's one song in particular. if
Don't
you-
tell me Old Town Road. That was a mad song.
Nah.
What it means, bro.
Don't
But it
wanna
was
talk
still a
about
hectic
it.
song. Crazy song.
Yeah, good-
Ghana song.
good tune, but-
Yeah, mad song.
It's just, bro, that argument is the same argument I have with Sam Smith, where like
Makes mad music
I
until
hate
he like.
Sam Smith, bro. I hate everything that man stands for. Like, I know hate.
What does he do though? Like, I don't know. I've just heard his songs when I was in high school.
We said we didn't want to go
Oh,
into
no, let's
it.
not go into it then. Let's
But
not go
that's
into it.
what he's into.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
into all the
Satan.
children, satanic,
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
trans. Sorry to mention the
Let
word.
them
but
let
I
them
said
do
it
whatever they
again.
want to do. Like, it's alright. We're not.
So it's like Sam Smith, for example. He's the exact same as like Old Town Road with Nas X and shit, right? Where it's like,
okay.
I hate Sam Smith, but fuck, he has good music, bro. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I
It's
mean?
like, bro, you can't. You gotta give credit where credit is due. You
Yeah.
can't be like that insecure to say like, "But I would never listen." Bro, his music's
I
hectic.
refuse to put his music on, but then when I'm scrolling on TikTok and his song comes in, it's like, I'll give myself one video, right?
Of course, bro. It's alright, bro. It's alright. Like,
Yeah.
you're human, bro. Like, a lot of people take this shit too deep, bro. I've been with people, they're like, well, I won't listen to A$AP Rocky because he worships the devil. Bro, I don't even care, bro. Like, I'm listening to the bigger message of what he's promoting.
Yeah.
You know, not give a fuck. Like, be yourself, be you, be cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't really think that deep, but obviously because I really like the artist.
Yeah.
But if it was someone like Sam Smith or someone like, then I'd have that agenda like, okay,
Yeah,
maybe that's a bit fried.
yeah.
Like, what's Doja Cat's doing right now? You know,
Another
with all
one of
that
those
shit, it's
things,
fried.
right.
But then again, it's their way of getting into the industry, getting famous,
I get
ritual,
it.
you know,
I kinda
ritualistic.
get it.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. But as you asked, is there one thing in particular from country I could recommend? There's actually one song, and I'll put a link in the description for anyone who wants to listen to it. To listen to this song, you have to be a part of it. You can't just put it on and ignore it. If you listen to it and you give yourself the time to feel it, it's called By Dirt. It's by Jordan Davis and
I'm gonna write this
Luke
down, bro.
Bryan, I
I'm
believe.
gonna listen to this on the car on the
By
way to
Dirt.
clubbing.
Yeah, bro. Trust me, it's just such a fucking...
So what's it called?
Buy dirt. BUYDIRT is in
Buy
purchasing
dirt.
land, you know? That's what it's about. It's
Yeah,
about... I don't want to give it away, bro.
No, but
you
like
hear that
interesting,
kind of
yeah,
song,
buy
it
dirt.
touches you. And it's just like from then on, like, that's not how I got into country, but like,
Yeah.
that's what country's about. It's about the realness in the world. It's not
Mm-hmm.
don't get me wrong, I love my fucking drill music. I love my fucking party music. I love that shit. But every now and then when
You
you,
gotta
get to
appreciate
listen to something
different.
about family and values
100%.
and love and shit like that
100%,
coming
bro.
from a good fucking tune.
But it's
If
beautiful.
to be honest, if it's from a chick, I can't even listen to music, to be honest. I'm just not a fan of listening to
Yeah.
girls sing.
Yeah.
But if a guy can sing real, like, that's my kind of shit, bro. Yeah.
Interesting that you say that. You're the first guy I've heard that said. I thought it would be the other way around. Like,
No,
I can't hear a guy sing, but I'll hear a girl sing. That's
Nah,
interesting.
I don't know. It might
Yeah.
just be a bit of honesty, misogynism.
I'm a misogynist too, don't worry. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what they call it, right? Like, I mean, like, just little things. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, but it doesn't matter, bro. Leave that for the Andrew Tates. Like, leave that for the Andrew Tates. Let them deal with that,
Yeah.
bro. That's not our job. We're
Yeah.
here to talk about, like,
Yeah.
our life, you know?
I'll bring it back.
That's good though, it's
I'll
good
bring
though.
it back to how we started in the beginning with the insecurities segment.
Mm.
And what I've noticed through my life through insecurities is that I've always had them. I probably still do have them, but every time I find them now, it's not just something that I'm trying to become aware of, or something that I'm trying to work on.
Mm.
And if it's something that I'm insecure about because, say for example, I could change the circumstances, that's my priority. If it's something that I can't, to be honest, I'm putting that foot forward and I'm trying to let that be who I am before my good things, you know what I mean? Before the fact that I'm confident, I've had, say for example, being cocky, but like I've always had like a pretty decent teeth, like I've always had pretty decent
bro, you can be
fucking
cocky,
eyes,
bro.
all these
It's just
things,
a
right?
term, bro. Be proud of what you got, bro. Who cares, bro? Like,
Just say the things I'm proud
who
of.
cares, bro?
The things that I'm a bit more insecure of in my life. Now it's like, well, I can't do anything about it. What am I going to do? Sit behind the facade of like pretending it doesn't exist? Let's just push it straight to the front. Let everyone know it's there straight away.
so
you know
what,
I mean?
bro? So
Could
what?
be any.
That's confidence.
Yeah.
That's real confidence, bro. Like
Yeah.
acknowledging it. You're not living in delusion. Like, bro, you know how some girls are, nah, I don't want to talk about girls, but like, you get what I'm saying, yeah?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's real confidence, bro. Like, acknowledging your flaws, but making them beautiful.
Yeah.
No one's perfect, bro. No one is perfect, but people chase perfection, bro. It's unattainable, bro. It's unattainable. People, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think the definition of cute is? Something that is not perfect, right? Or I could be wrong.
I
You
like
know what I mean?
that.
Something that's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah,
Oh, like,
yeah.
you got a cute smile. It might have some gaps in it. It might have a thing like but that's what makes it cute. You know, that's what makes it
that's
perfect,
true.
you know?
Yeah, that's true. Perfect's a mad term, and to be honest, so is cute in itself. I like thinking about both of those two words where nothing at all in this entire known universe is considered to be perfect.
No.
Like there isn't a single thing. There's only one statistic that's ever been out there so far, and that's 1 out of 1 dies. If you're religious enough, 1 out of 1 comes back to life if you believe in Jesus Christ, but still 1 out of 1 dies. There's nothing else that's a complete fraction in itself. Not everyone's born with 10 fingers, not everyone's born with 10 toes. No matter how far you zoom in, if you measure something to exactly 10 centimeters, you zoom in far enough, you went a little bit too far. If you're making something
Right.
level in trade, if it's right there between the bubbles,
Bro,
open up
it's-
that line a little bit deeper.
It's funny that you say that, bro. I used to get so insecure and worried that, like, why my nose is straight on this side and it's on the other side, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Bro, why was I wasting my time, bro? Who cares, bro? Like,
Yeah.
like it's funny to laugh at it because like you look at it now, you're like, bro, I was
Yeah.
about the most pointless things. You should be happy with what you got, bro.
Yeah.
And then just like, you know, obviously you can work on that, bro.
Yeah.
But you don't need to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you'll never attain a level of perfection. If you're looking for perfection in someone else, there's no such thing. I do have kind of made up my own mind lately that maybe two things can fit together perfectly. Perfectly is a little bit different than perfect. I think that perfectly might just mean that it's good enough. You know what I mean? To mean the word perfect. But cute in itself is a funny word. I'm glad you bring that up because I want to say that they're trying to figure out what cute is in the human brain, and they've never really been able to pinpoint whereabouts that feeling comes from when you recognize something as cute.
Yeah.
The point is actually so close in the human brain to where it shouldn't exist. You know what I mean? Which is why, and I've mentioned it on the podcast before, that sometimes when something's so cute, you fucking squeeze your hands together like a little puppy or something because in your brain, when you recognize something that shouldn't exist, your immediate reaction and animalistic instincts, like we mentioned before, is to destroy it. It's just the way the human psychology is.
do you reckon that's OCD? No, that's different.
It's not
That's different to
OCD. It's literally
okay.
It's just a pattern of sequences that your brain goes through when you recognize something. So say when you see like a beautiful sunrise, you know, the feeling you experience to say that's beautiful is the sequence in doing so. I think it's something to do with like gratefulness to be alive, appreciation for your eyesight. There's patterns that your brain goes through. Cute is one of those things where you see it, and because it is right next to that thing that shouldn't exist at all, you just want to, you actually have the instincts to destroy it. You know what I mean? Which is funny because we talked about perfect, and you mentioned like a girl's cute smile and shit. It's not quite there. Now I'm starting to think a bit deeper into the point where maybe that thing that shouldn't exist is perfection. You know what I mean? It's those little gaps between the teeth that almost made it perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
straight up,
just,
bro. Exactly.
Just thinking out loud.
Like,
But
no, but bro, keep thinking out loud because it's making sense. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, society's version of perfect shouldn't be what your version of perfect is. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to wear a pink shirt because it looks cool, who cares? I know heaps of guys that are masculine as fuck that slay, bro.
Yeah.
They slay. They love wearing the color pink. I like wearing the color pink.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, if it looks mad, doesn't mean, you know, obviously there's limits to it. Like, I wouldn't go dye my hair pink, right?
Yeah.
But like, obviously, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, I know this guy, Joshua Saunders. Shout out to him. He came over and did an episode earlier on. He's done 2 so far, and he reps pink, and he's Australia's baddest killer. He is the number 1 jiu-jitsu competitor in all of Asia, Oceania, Australia. He's on his way to world champion.
Wow.
All this
Amazing.
shit. He reps pink Crocs everywhere he walks. He reps pink merch, everything that he drops, and he competes every competition in pink, bro. And he's fucking enormous, one of the biggest guys we've got, especially in the field of jiu-jitsu. He's a killer.
You know what it
Absolute
is, bro?
killer.
No, God bless him. And you know what it is, bro? A lot of guys are not comfortable in their own sexuality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're afraid, they think, I gotta sit like this. I gotta sit like this, you know, or like this so that people don't think I'm gay, or like, you know what I mean, brother, like you should be comfortable in your own sexuality. If you want to sit like this, bro, who cares, bro? Like, people don't care if you don't care. That's what I've realized, bro. You know what I mean?
That's a good point,
And what I've realized as well, bro, people are always gonna try to break your character. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't blame them. That's just what like other guys do, other people do to see how strong you really are, how confident you really are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, people do.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and we'll get off this conversation of insecurity and get on to the next one too. But it's just such a good thing that we can go back and forth on. And I've noticed that if you present yourself in a room with the mindset of like, I wonder who's judging me, it usually comes from a place in which you're a judgmental person. So you're just all the world is a projection of your own mindset.
Right.
So you're assuming they're going to be, I've noticed it with people that I know, I won't say who it is, but they are always worried that someone's looking at them. They're very insecure about shit that don't matter. Like, we could just be literally just going for a walk in the park talking shit, and they're, oh no, I didn't get to fucking didn't get a haircut, this, that. Like, and I've noticed that that's because he or she mentioned the fact to me that other people don't have their haircut. They mentioned the fact that why would they wear that with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no wonder they're so insecure.
Of course.
They're expecting everyone else to have the same mindset they have. I think that if people stop judging people entirely, which is hard because trust me, when I see a fucking weirdo, I think instantly, what a fucking weirdo. I'm still a judgmental person.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't. judge him. I just have the initial reaction that I was intrinsically brought up to have.
Yeah.
Not like my parents made me have it,
Yeah.
but I've grown up with it. So if people stop judging, they will stop feeling the pressure of judgment.
And you know what I reckon it comes down to, bro? I feel like it's again another animal instinct. You're just like, is this person a threat or not?
Yeah,
it just
it's
comes down to
exactly
that.
right.
Like, okay, you just judge, like, you know what I mean? But then again, it's like you're judging the wrong things, bro.
Yeah,
And you should be judging
probably
other
does.
shit, bro.
I guess you try and read someone's character
Yeah.
animalistically to recognize whether this person is going to be danger for you.
Yeah.
That's probably where it all comes from.
Yeah.
I like
Straight
that.
up, bro. Straight up. And you know what I truly believe, bro? I think that insecurity, bro, it's just a feeling.
Yeah.
It's just a feeling in the moment. So it doesn't mean that, like, so even me, bro, I feel insecure at times now. It's just a feeling. The moment I can tell myself, oh, like, it's a feeling, snap out of it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You got to constantly remind yourself. Now, people will say things like this is why I practice a lot of mirror meditation. Bro, I spend so much time in front of the mirror. It's not a bad thing, bro. You got to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, who the hell is going to love you, bro? You know what I mean? A lot of guys that will say, oh, this guy, like, you know, bro, they don't love themselves, and it shows. It shows,
And how
bro.
can you love others if you don't love yourself?
Exactly,
first,
bro. And then, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
so-
unity. That's the feeling of shared consciousness that you have with everyone else. Like if you can't love thyself, then it's like the old saying, love thy neighbor like you love yourself. It works the same both ways. You have to love yourself in order to love thy neighbor. You know? Suki, and I'm glad you bring that up. Suki, shout out to Suki. I
Top bloke.
fucking have always shouted out Suki.
Top
He's
bloke.
gotten top bloke. He's gotten so many mentions on the podcast because he bring this one quote into my life, and it's that a man who controls his emotions wins. As soon as his emotions control him, he loses. So to have that recognition of, oh, this is just an insecure feeling that I'm recognizing, you're able to control that. You know, you're able to shift it, decipher it. But a man who starts to feel insecure without realizing he's insecure, then he's going into the abyss. Bro.
He's gone. He's living in delusion, bro.
Yeah.
Now think about it. In the 1800s, bro, they didn't have, or maybe they did, but they didn't have, or 1500s, bro, they didn't have the feeling of insecurity, like these, all these terms that they have nowadays. Yeah,
It definitely
Bro,
didn't have.
It was just a feeling of
terms.
uneasiness.
Yeah.
When they go on a war, bro, like when they got the swords out, right, and they're literally fighting for their lives, but they don't have time to be worried about like, am I feeling this way? Am I feeling that way? Right? They just, that's it. Like, if you feel that way, bro, you're dead. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to come in and rape your fucking daughter, your sister, your mother. That's it. That's how it is, bro. Genghis Khan, these guys, you know what I mean? Like, it's war, bro. It's barbaric. It's barbaric.
Of course.
But that's why I feel like the world's gone a bit soft, but then again, it makes it. I watched a beautiful video from Brendan. I don't know if it's Hendrickson or something. I love that guy, bro. He's mad.
I'm not even sure. Who
Yeah, he's some fitness guy, but like he's like, rather than sitting on a podcast and complaining about the world going soft, it just makes it easier for guys like us. I'm being straight up, and he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. But then again, it also contradicts itself, because if the whole world becomes too soft, then it's like, bro, we become the minority. And when you're the minority, it's like, yeah,
competition. You know? Like, that's the good thing about the society we live in. It is a dog eat dog world. You know,
Straight up,
and
bro.
you
People don't
need it to be a dog
understand
eat dog world. If you do surpass too many people, yes, you're going to be more beneficial. But if too many people fall behind you, then for starters, it ruins your chances of progressing. You know what I mean? If everyone's become softer, you haven't necessarily even got the opportunity to become stronger. You haven't got the opportunity to become a more solid-minded individual, because everyone else is fucking fallen down. So you're already at the top. If everyone around you in society is a more hardened kind of individual, then you've only got nowhere to go but up. You know what I mean?
100%, bro. And I want to add to that, bro, because like by hardened, I feel like a lot of guys are lacking their masculinity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By masculinity, people think masculinity is like, you know, face tattoos, or like, you know, like the look at the scariest guy. Yes, that can add to your masculinity, but bro, masculinity is a mindset. You know, this comes down to, I hate this term, but it's a real term. I'm going to start calling people out for what it is, alpha, beta. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds cringe, it sounds thing, but bro, like, there's also, I didn't understand this. I had a friend that explained this to me when I was younger. He's like, Shreyez, do you want to be an alpha or do you want to be a beta? And I was like, I didn't understand what it meant. And he was like putting it on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But only the older I got more mature and realized that, like, you know what I mean? It's a real thing, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real thing. You know what I mean? But obviously, bro, like, I love tattoos, bro. My ex had freaking tattoos, bro.
Yeah.
Tattoos, like, she had knuckle tattoos, things like that. When I was younger, I wanted to get tattoos, but then I realized, bro, like, if I get tattoos, it might maybe get too much attention. But then again, who knows, bro? I might get a tattoo with my brother's name on it. My brother has passed away. You know, because it
Okay.
means
Rest in
something.
peace, I
I'd
apologise
no, I
for
appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna get a tattoo, but I'm getting a neck tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm getting something crazy, but I'm not going like something small. But I'm going all out. Bro, you know what I mean? So
My
like,
first tattoo
yeah,
was here, bro.
that's
I
crazy.
understand
That's
that. I'm a
crazy.
fucking
Yeah,
brute.
that's
I was gonna
mad.
say
That's
the R
mental.
word, but I'll try and avoid it. Like I'm an idiot, bro. Yeah.
Nah, bro, it looks clean. Yes, bro, you look like a rock star.
Oh, I love it. I don't
Bro,
regret it.
who
Trust
cares?
me. But
Yeah.
that just comes from a certain way of mindset. That just comes from a delusional fact that this will never stop me from getting into any position I want.
That's a beautiful way of thinking, bro. Because a lot of people like to hide behind the fact that, if I have this tattoo, bro, you just got to be that good.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
just limiting yourself. You got to be that good that they can look past that. They have to think that if we don't get this person, that's it. We're losing. He's an asset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look past it, bro. We live in a society where it doesn't
Exactly
matter.
right.
It
And I
doesn't
was
matter.
going to say the fact that if you were to go get an outrageous tattoo, especially for a first tattoo, I do not condone the idea. I think you do
And I
it
appreciate that you telling
and
me
run
that.
with it.
I appreciate you telling me that. Yeah.
It doesn't even come down to a fact of make sure you think about what you want to get before you get it. Like, fuck all that shit. If you get it and you like it, and you've already got it, stick with it, own it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
On top of that, you just have to keep in mind the fact that, yes, I got outrageous tattoos, like my head and all these fucking stupid places I've got in my body so far, but I had the mindset of no matter what, I'm always going to prove people wrong. In a sense that, like, I'm going to get dual trade, I'm going to become multi-millionaire, I'm going to get the beautiful wife and the children in the home, and I'm going to have all these things that people say are tattoos are stopping, like job stoppers. But you still have to deal with the fact that you have them for the rest of your life, and you have to bring forward that information every time you meet someone. It is a good thing, but it is still societal pressures of the fact that I have no excuse not to be the best version of myself at all points in my life. I can't meet anyone without shaking their hand and carrying myself to the best person I can be.
100%. Now, societal pressures, that itself is like a whole thing. But I feel like we've got into that. But let's talk about reading people, bro.
Yeah.
Because I think this is an amazing skill that as a manager, like you should have. Like you're probably excellent at reading people. You know what I mean? Like
I would consider myself to be able to read people well.
read people,
definitely.
and I feel like you need to, bro.
Yeah.
Because like if you like read in the sense like, okay, what are this person's motives? Like where is he actually going? What does he truly want to do? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people mask that, they hide it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 48 Laws of Power, beautiful book, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing
great
book. The Trojan
Robert
Horse,
Greene,
bro.
like,
You like
I love his books. Yeah.
the Trojan Horse, bro. You know that, right? Like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? That's why they say the Trojan, the condoms, bro. No, they don't say that. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, so what am I getting at? So it's like knowing what kind of state a person is in and knowing how to change their emotions, like in a positive way. You know, because if you can feel that someone's feeling anxious or something, call it out for what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, bro, like, why are you feeling weird? You know what I mean? Like, call it out and fix it rather than them sitting like that and lying and like fidgeting like this, you know, when you're that good. You know, if I'm looking at you, bro, I'm looking here, I'm looking there, I'm looking at that. If peripheral vision, bro. Girls are so good at this, bro. They'll be looking here, bro. They notice you walk in the room, bro. Use your whole eyesight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how you get out of your...
They'll know you walk in and judge your whole outfit, bro.
Exactly, bro. Like, use your peripheral vision to... It's almost a state of like meditation, bro. Meditation is so important, bro.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
It's also more of a clairvoyance kind of thing too that you learn to practice as you get used to reading people, where you don't need to look and decipher someone. You can feel it because it's all you're doing when you're looking and reading someone is you're doing your interpretation of deciphering who you think that person is.
Yeah.
And then when they start to show you traits of who you originally thought they were, it backs up your
Judgment.
belief. It backs up your judgment. You know what I mean? Oh, now I know what I was wrong about. Now I know what I was right about. You think about these things subconsciously, consciously, you know, it's not all happening at the front of your mind, but you are doing it. But then once you do it enough and you have enough proof that, yeah, I think I'm judging people well, all of a sudden you start to feel people's energy. You feel people, you know, you feel when you walk into a service station, you can kind of feel a threat,
energy. It doesn't lie, bro.
Yeah.
Doesn't lie. You can feel if someone has resentment towards you or hate or like they're feeling, and then it's like, oh, okay, let's get out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like now it's past that point. It's like, oh, okay, like a girl's just giving you the cold shoulder, or a guy, like you can tell, like, bro, I can tell when my friends go fake on me. They might think that, nah, they don't know. But bro, I can see through their red eye, like they want to fight me.
Yeah.
Like all goods them, bro. Like I see but it's coming from a place of insecurity. Why? Because I understand they want to be, everyone wants to be the center of attention if they can handle it, right? Now, they don't like it when someone comes into the point and they just take the attention unknowingly, like they're not even trying to, bro. You know what I mean? So like then again, that causes a lot of envy, dispute in relationships and friendships, and it stuffs it up because it's like, but yeah.
Yeah, I can almost feel it in a sense where I don't necessarily feel it. I could just be wrong in my clairvoyance, or I could just be not surrounding myself with those people, but I don't really feel the presence of people wanting to fight me that often.
Yeah.
I do feel that I hold back giving people certain information, not because I don't want them to know,
But they don't
because
deserve it.
Not even because they don't deserve it. I can
Okay.
feel the insecurities inside of people, and I don't want to give them a reason to feel those insecurities. You know, I might have
Yeah.
dreams I'm chasing or things I'm proud of,
Yeah.
but I've gotten what I consider myself to be good enough at reading people that
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not going to tell these people this because I know how it's going to affect them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because they'll look at you like, this guy, you know, they'll come, because if it was a real friend, yeah, you'd be like, listen, bro, like, I respect what you're doing and I want you to win. Like, despite we might be in complete different, like, work, complete different. I want you to still, that's a good friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a true friend, but it's a good friend. But like, when it comes to, oh, nah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, bro, like, if I'm telling you something cool, like, about, like, that I want to get done, and then you're coming from a place, nah, don't get that, I won't suit you, or it won't suit you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It won't suit you. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
coming from a place of resentment or like thing. Like, I can see through that. Like, even compliments, bro. Like, people, you probably know, so, like, you can tell when a compliment's fake or when it's real. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
When a compliment's real, I struggle to accept it, bro. I'm not even that good at that. When someone compliments me from a point of like, I feel it's real,
yeah.
it's like, fuck, bro, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
can't
you're like,
do
bro,
it.
don't do me like that. Nah, but like, bro, that's a cute way of thinking of it. But, bro, you got to get used to that. Like, bro,
I'm trying to work
it's
on
a good
that,
thing.
Yeah.
Don't, you got me as a friend. I'm going to help you, like, whatever you need. Even if you don't want to, it's all right. But, like,
Yeah, sweet.
it's all just, like, we're gonna learn so much from each other, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're going to learn
course.
so much from each other.
Yeah.
So much. That's the thing, bro. Like, we can never stop learning from anyone.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
bro. That's what the brain stuffs us up from, like, from progressing, bro. You know what I mean? People, like, I don't blame them, bro. It's a mad title. Like, they get the ego from, like, you know, a mad job or something, bro, or something like this, bro. Like, I do construction management. Most people would think like, bro, that's it. I've got my big ego. I'm a construction manager. But bro, to me, it doesn't define who I am, bro. You could be a construction manager. You could be a doctor. It doesn't matter. If you're a shit soul inside, then I don't want to be friends with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to, because that will show in the relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
little attacks. It'll show too much envy, bro. It'll come, and I'll feel that, and I'll be like, bro, it's all good. I'd rather be with, you know what I mean? I'll be with, like, the people that might not be so cool to you. You know what I mean? That to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know the actor Keanu Reeves? You know,
Yeah,
he plays
bro.
John Wick.
Massive introvert.
Yeah, bro. Everyone knows that man is so, bro. It doesn't matter what conspiracy this man could ever get himself in. Like, he's so respected by everyone, not just from the movies he's been in, the roles he's played, like The Matrix, fucking John Wick, you know, all these mad films, for example. But he's so kind to everyone he meets, and
Yeah.
that's his energy that he gives out. It doesn't matter whether he's meeting the director
Or the janitor.
or the janitor. you
Even
know what I
Tom
mean?
Hardy is like that. Is it Tom Hardy? Or
Yeah, Tom
the
Hardy's
Venom
like that
dude?
too.
Bro,
Yeah.
mad actor. He shakes the like that with respect. That's how, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like,
And look at the levels.
you don't know
all
what they're going
together.
through, bro. Like, come on, bro. You don't
Yeah.
know what they're going through. What demons they're fighting, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if they're on the brink of suicide or something like that. You know. When we were kids, bro, we all used to. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I used to try to hold my breath, bro. Thinking like I was like 5 or 6, but thinking like that's, you know what I mean, right? Like, what the hell? But like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's why I did a full suicide cause prevention workshop, and I've saved people from suicide. I've literally seen my friends like OD in front of me.
Yeah,
I'm no longer friends with these guys because of so and so reasons. But like, when you see life get taken away, like get taken away in front of you, it's really like.
Oh,
to me,
yeah.
it's just a normal day.
Yeah,
It's a normal day. But to most people, they're scarred for life, bro. They're like, they need to see a psychologist or something like that, you know? But
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Bro,
bad.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've been in the exact same position in my life in the past too, where it's like watching someone OD is actually like a really fucking scary. Not scary. It's scary.
It's like,
don't
is
get
this
me wrong.
happening?
It's-
Like, is this happening?
it's-
Like,
it's-
oh shit, it's actually
you
happening.
can't recreate that environment too, and you know, bit more deeper and getting a bit more real too. I've gone through that myself. I've actually OD'd myself, so I know the impact that had on the people who were with me in that moment. And it's like, that moment is so separate from any part of reality. When you're in that moment, like, trauma's a funny thing, and some people would, as you said, think back on it and it would fuck them up forever. Because that's why trauma's so interesting, because some people can get trauma from fucking, I don't know, their year fucking 5 teacher calling them an idiot.
Anything, bro.
Some people won't get trauma from
Bro.
watching their fucking whole family die, you know what I mean?
Bro.
But like, ODing and watching that in person in the moment is such a fucking unworldly feeling. It's all of a sudden you're snapped into a new dimension and you're like, what the fuck's going on.
Do you remember much of it? Like what? Or did you just
for
were you just
myself
black
or
out?
for someone else?
For like okay for
No
yourself.
memory of myself. No
Okay, so
memory
you
of
just
myself.
woke up and you're like, what happened? It's like a
Yeah,
fit. It's
years,
almost like a
I
fit.
woke up hours later, to be honest. I
Wow,
was
yeah,
hospital
yeah, yeah.
and everything.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling. And to be honest, it's so weird that
Yeah.
I've often questioned the people who are with me in that moment. Like, whenever I bring it up, like, bro, I got a feeling like I died in that moment. Like, I've never really felt
definitely.
similar from it. And
Yeah.
like, people who were there have told me that when you were in hospital, your heart slowed down to the point where it almost stopped. So you were actually close. And that's what having an overdose is to people. Like, they actually get so close to death's door that when they come out of it, they almost feel like a new person.
They've seen God,
You know?
or God's always given
Yeah.
them a second chance.
Yeah, that's how it feels for
He's
a lot
like,
of
look,
people.
nah, you're gonna do big things. Take this as a lesson. Learn from it. Nothing wrong. You don't regret
And
it. You
then
probably had the time of your life, bro. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Leading up to it, I was on cloud 9, bro. I was
100%.
buzzing. I was having a
100%.
good old time. But looking back on those moments, is that me personally, and some of the people that I dealt with going through the experience, watching them do it, is that it doesn't change your life like instantaneously, but you eventually get to a place where you look back on, and you're like, without me even noticing, I think that something moved me into a better direction ever since then, and that's kind of where you had your encounter with God. God's kind of come in that moment and been like,
and save you.
it's like he's grabbed you, you're coming down this
Yeah.
path, he's grabbed you and he's just fucking pushed you that way, you know what I mean? You're still in that initial phase of being in this delinquent, juvenile, experimental phases, but you're on your way out of it, you know what I mean? Instead of on your way in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's God, bro.
That's crazy. That's God. That's some higher power that people cannot explain, bro. This is why, like, if I'm gonna find a wife, bro, she has to be God fearing. I mean, it's very. I don't know. Then again, like, I haven't. Only now I'm starting to meet girls that actually I question them. Like, do you actually have a relationship with God? Do you practice faith? Things like that. Because I feel like then, we can relate more. You know, because like I feel like it grounds people a bit more. Like when they're God fearing and things like that. Like I feel like they're better people when they have some sort of religion.
Yeah.
I find that when they don't have religion, that's when they're the biggest, like, Machiavellian psychopaths, narcissists. There's nothing wrong with being a narcissist, bro. I think it's
Yeah.
just a stupid word.
Well,
Obviously, in the moment, like obviously don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, why that is such a good thing to look for, and I think that if that's on your list of criteria and what you're looking for a woman, never remove it if you want to. Like, if you want to put it on your list, keep it there and never remove it for a reason of like, oh, maybe I won't find someone because of, that's a big part of it. If you
of
write a
course.
list,
You can always bring someone into God.
yeah, of course.
You always bring
That's
someone
another
into
thing
faith.
too.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
on that topic, well, I made the topic of list is that if you write yourself a list, as we mentioned before, the universe will give you whatever you want.
Yeah.
As Andrew Tate said, it's a secret to the universe. So if you write it on a list, you will find it. It's right there. It's right there.
Yeah.
In terms of the fact that it's such a good thing to put on your list is because it tells you the most important thing behind it, and that's the moral-based lifestyle choices that will come from someone else who believes in a God, or same faith, all that kind of shit. It's the morals behind it, you know what I mean? Me personally thought I was on my list. Not trying to tell you to take it off your list. I'm just saying from my personal experience, I thought it was on my list, but then I met someone who held the same beliefs that I believed in anyway, without
Like values,
even
without
believing-
religion?
without even religion, without even God.
Wow,
you know what
that's
I mean?
beautiful.
God's still a word that's still up there in
Yeah.
terms of that, but the things I believed in because God showed me reasons to believe it, they also believed it, so
That's
it was
beautiful.
no longer a reason to be on my list.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't have to be. Bro, for a long time as well, Doxy, I used to think that, like, I only want an Indian girl. That I could be like, maybe that is an insecurity of itself. Like, it could be.
Maybe,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean, bro? Like, what, being in Australia, the most multicultural place, what, I'm not gonna try and understand other races better. Like, I realize most of them, not all of them. I can say this because I'm Indian. Bro, most of the Indian girls are the biggest. Like, some obviously there's beautiful girls and there's things in each race, but like, I find that most Indian girls are very masculine.
Okay.
What
yeah,
I've noticed, and this is a true fact. Any guy will tell you this. Now, that's nothing wrong with that, bro. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. They're very extremely intelligent girls, but the reason they're very masculine is because where they come from in India. The girls, if they're not like masculine, they don't have a word for themselves. They will get stepped on.
Okay.
In India, it's either you're a professional or you're a housemaid. In that sense, so like a lot of these girls, they want to study and they're smart, bro. They know how to play the game.
Yeah.
They know how to use their body. They know how to use that, and like, so I don't blame them. So it's like, but then again, I see it as a challenge to myself. What if I can't even attain a beautiful Indian girl, beautiful inside and out? Like, then I'm just not the as good as I think I am.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, obviously I want to see other races and see whatever. I used to do it for culture.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to carry on the culture. But then again, look, what's the point of culture if like you're not living a happy life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
That's what culture's there to do, is to give you a foundation in which this has worked for a very long time. It's tradition. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's there if you want it.
Yeah, if
you
you
know
want
what I
it,
mean? Like,
yeah.
just know that this is something that we've been able to do for generations and generations. If you're able to go find your own fulfillment, your own happiness, I'm not saying you don't need your culture, but you're not stuck with inside it. You know what I mean? There is still an entire world out there to be explored. That's how I see culture anyway. I see it as more like a safety net.
Yeah,
You know, which
okay.
isn't a bad term. Safety nets is something I live my whole life around as a safety net for everything. But that's how I see a culture.
Yeah.
It's a shame when, and I know that it happens sometimes inside of some parts of Indian culture. I don't know whether it be, I don't know, Sikh or Muslim or the Christian part or any, I'm not sure where it comes from inside it, but there are some parts where it's like, if you leave, you are shunned, you know, you can't come back in. That is the biggest shame that cultures have around the world.
Yeah.
Biggest shame, yeah.
This is a bit off topic, but you're gonna crack up. You know how guys do this, yeah?
Yeah.
Swear, bro. Bro, I've had a few mates that do this, yeah, bro. I swear, their nose looks like an eagle after, bro. Like they just do it. It's a form of like.
Bro, you're making my nose itchy, bro, just by doing that.
I think it's a Russian thing, bro.
Okay.
In the Russians, they're always like talking like this animated, but I realize it's because they're ready to go, bro. Like you know, they're just bang, bang, bang. Like I don't know, like you know what I mean. But like I don't know, it feels mad. Like
Yeah.
to itch your nose, like.
Honestly, I reckon it's because I fucking every
Yeah.
time someone
No,
leaves the room, bro, I fucking pick the fucking.
There's nothing
booger,
wrong with
bro.
that. I used to think it was a nervous twitch,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's not
might-
a nervous
you
twitch.
never know,
It might be. I used to think it was, but I
Yeah.
realized no, it's not. It's just like, you know what I think it is? I could be wrong. I think it's a way of telling them to breathe through their
Maybe, yeah.
nose.
Maybe.
You know, I think it's that.
Yeah, it could. Because things get passed on through genetics and DNA, you know? So if it's been part of a way that people have lived to
Yeah.
constantly remind each other,
Yeah.
breathe,
Bro,
that'll be
straight up.
built into you. There'll be nothing you can do to stop that. I have so many tics, and I think the word's mannerisms. I think that's the word for it. I have so much things, bro, where I scratch my fingers and I tap, and my sister mentioned I've got irritable leg syndrome, which is why I force myself to sit on my legs. And there's so many things that I do in my life that I have no fucking control over, bro. That might be one of them. I might fucking be one of those.
No, I do
guys.
this as well. Now, when I'm at the gym, it's just like thinking, like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad, but like, I'm making a joke out because it's funny as, bro. Like,
I
it's
hear
crack up.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I notice it in myself too. Like, I've got fucking parts of my body that are fucking sore from scratching. I've got fucking, I tap. It's the reason I've
Bro, my dad always does it. He's like, Shreyez, do this. Bro, his nose looks like an eagle now.
yeah, it's mad. We touched on it a little bit, and it was I can't remember why. I'm trying to get to why we said it, but it was when we were realizing that some people in your life, and you're able to read them, and you see their intentions and all this shit, and, you know, and you think that sometimes people want to fight you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fighting in itself is such a good skill to have. So if you do
100%.
notice that thing that someone has, it's good to know that you can fucking react upon it. You know, and it's one of the things we took down: fighting and defending yourself.
Bro, it's such an important skill to have. Not that you'll notice that I can tell if someone's a fighter or not. I can't tell the skill of fighting they are, but I can tell if someone's a fighter or not just by their body language. And you know, I've noticed that with a fighter's body language, they're very loose, comfortable in their own skin. They're not afraid to sit like this, or they don't have to sit like, you know, this way or combative stance or like this or like that. You know, obviously there's people that like to sit like that because it looks more masculine or whatever. But like,
Yeah, and if you
like,
believe it enough,
yeah.
just the power that some people believe that come from the ancient chi beliefs.
and I think it does. I've sat like this before.
It's
It's
a
mad,
meditative
bro.
stance. you know?
100%. I used to sit. Even now,
I
I
got a
start
fucking
sitting like this.
tattoo of it right here of a guy doing
Wow, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So he's sitting like that's insane.
Yeah.
You know, if you've seen the BBC interview with Andrew Tate, he's
it.
sitting like this the
That
whole
was on
time, bro.
Patrick Bet Day. He did it on Patrick Bet David's podcast for 5 hours.
Yeah.
He did not move 5 hours.
Wow, just sat there like that.
Yeah.
It's a meditative state, like you just feel good. But going back to that, bro, I think it's so, like a lot of guys, they like to be verbally, like people call it, oh, you're getting smart with me. They like to, you know, be verbally smart, but then when someone wants to fight them, they can't back it up. They can't hack it. They're like, oh, like, you know what I mean? So I feel like you need to know to some extent. Like if I had a kid, or even my own brother, I'll use him for example because he's my brother. You know, I would tell him to get into fighting, boxing, some kind of martial art, not karate because that's useless. That's not, you're not going to really learn
unless
anything.
you're fucking 3. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Muay Thai, it's a beautiful sport, but there's not much like science behind it. It's more like, okay, who can kick harder than me? You know, it's more like ego gets involved. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a beautiful sport, but I love Muay Thai fighting. Bukor, guys like that. But a boxing, I feel like it's a science. It's beautiful. MMA is crazy. I love MMA. MMA is crazy.
Sports,
it's crazy. But like, bro, when you know how to fight, yeah, you'll feel more confident in a room full of people that have like $100 million. You know what I mean? In a room full of like guys that have supercars or guys that are more, you know, but are supposedly handsome to you or more confident because you can hold your ground.
Yeah.
That is this form of confidence, bro. You know what I mean? So like, like
it's super necessary, bro,
it's
being
so
able to defend
necessary.
yourself.
No, it's so necessary. So necessary. It boosts your testosterone. Like you get, bro. This is what I like to classify it into. So there's fighters testosterone that you'll get. There's gym testosterone that you'll get. There's testosterone that you can get from other ways, like you know, being around higher testosterone guys, construction. You know what I mean, like that, bro. It's about you accumulate all of these, bro. You become a superhuman, bro. You become insane, bro. Like.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you can't be afraid to get hit in the nose. What, you get a bloody nose, you get a broken eye socket, you get like, bro, it's so
Dude, I've
what?
had
Like,
so many broken bones, bro. In my face alone, I've had 5, I think, in my face alone, and it's like, it gets better. It heals, better, bro. You know what I mean?
Girls like scars.
Yeah, bro.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Your face, like, bro, I can't even tell that you have scars on your face. Sitting from me, I can't tell. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, bro, you know what I mean? So like, it's all in our own head, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's all, but a lot of people, like, they're afraid to get hit, but then they'll do the most talking. They'll do the most talking.
You mentioned that you would say the same to your kids as the same that you say to your brother as well. That you should be able to defend yourself. It's just, you should get into training and gym and all these things.
You move smarter.
With my own kids in particular, I'm not sure how I'm going to follow it through when I do eventually have a daughter, for example. But I've always said, if I have a daughter, she ain't allowed to go to her first party until she's at least a purple belt in jiu-jitsu.
Wow, interesting.
I think if I stick by it,
it's a beautiful analogy,
it'll be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
A party with alcohol. We'll go that far.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
Maybe if you're
I like how you're thinking
if
deep,
you go
bro.
to like Hungry Jackson shit, 12, 13, whatever.
Yeah. I like how you're thinking like that, bro. And you got to, bro. That's your daughter's life. There's a lot of
fun,
animals
bro.
out there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of animals out there. You know what people are like, bro. So you know you've grown up.
Yeah.
So it's a good way of thinking like that, bro.
One question that I used to do this segment at the end of the podcast called Deep Questions, and we may or may not have time to get to it today. If we do, we do.
Yeah.
One of them that circles around is if you could swap bodies with anyone in the world for 24 hours, who would it be? And through the process of 2023, like it popped up a few times, man. It's a change from like, I want to live the life of like Ryan Williams, who's a crazy stunt BMX scooter rider. You know, he has a cool house and shit. Let's see what it's like. I want to live the life of someone in the Amazon rainforest, you know, full tribal lifestyle for 24 hours. Let's give that a go. And the one that I stuck with the most that I came up with was, I want to know what it's like to live as an attractive woman.
Wow.
Because I want to know what it's really like in terms of fear and insecurities and the pressure that you must feel of the fact that you're defenseless. You know, we don't feel defenseless as men. But I know for a fact there ain't a woman in this world that could step me. You know,
no way, no way, not even, bro.
Like,
you give Ronda Rousey a good go. You might, who knows? Like if you hit her in the right spot, bro. Like okay, like you've got. Yes, there's a chance that she might a very high chance that she might fuck you up, yeah? But you hit her on the right spot, you rush her like the street fight, bro. You pick up this tripod, bang, bang, bang. Like, you know what I mean? There's more to it. It's not, it's more than that. But
if she tackles me, jujitsus me, wrestles me,
you're probably fucked,
I'm not the type of guy that could defend that. I don't have the experience, but if it's just fits on, Ronda Rousey's fucked, bro. Okay. So I'd like to know what it really is like for a woman to have that knowledge. You know what I mean? That not just the knowledge that most people are more capable and stronger and physical, but just to know that everyone thinks they're more capable. You know, whether they are.
Let me step back a second. Yeah. Now, when I used to do boxing, right, I sparred a girl that was like a state level boxer or something, and she may have like on points look like she got more hits on me. You know what I mean? Like just this is training. You know what I mean? Like I'm a freaking novice boxer, bro. Novice, but whatever. But did they hurt? Not necessarily. Could I have gone harder? Yes. Is it a goal? Because it's like, but then again, it's like,
it's a spar,
you know, it's a spar. It's different. It's not like
you're not trying to hurt. Yeah,
no, it's not. But it's like, obviously, like you got to take it into account. You know what I mean? You know how there's some fighters that like you see on some podcasts, the guys are like delusional in the sense that like, bro, I'll beat Conor McGregor because I'm bigger than him, or I'll do this or that. Like anything can go. I'm not saying that like we'll lose, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, give him a good crack.
The thing is with me is it's like, I know that if someone else has the capability to be able to fight, then I have a challenge.
Exactly, bro. I'm not going to bitch it to some girl, bro. Why would I? Bro, this is what I mean. If I'm physically stronger than her, what on way goes.
Yeah,
My way
of
goes. I
course.
don't care, bro.
Of
I don't
course.
care, bro. I
You
know
never-
a guy, and I'm ashamed to call him my mate in this sense that, like, bro, he bitched it to a girl just because she had a gold tooth. Some also a girl, like, bro, come on, bro, like, yeah, okay, she had tattoos and shit, but brother, that tells me a lot about your character. Cause like, what? You're gonna start her, and then she's gonna say, let's have a crack outside. And you're gonna bitch it, bro. Like, in that sense, bro. Like,
So
what do
he
you mean, bro?
started it
That's
too.
your own fault. You started it. What the heck, bro? Because that's what I mean. Like, people can tell if you're a
Pussy,
a
yeah,
pussy
yeah,
bitch
yeah,
or not.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
people
yeah.
can tell. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I get ya. So that's the main reason why I want to be able to enforce defense inside of daughter when I have daughter. Different reason for when I want to have boys. When I want to have boys because to teach them the discipline.
yeah,
The discipline that comes from being able to fight teaches you a lot about life in itself. The
Yeah.
commitment, the struggle, the energy you put out is the energy you receive. All these things come, but it's a complete different reason for the daughter, bro.
yeah. And you know what's crazy, bro? I'm gonna add on to that. For a long time, I didn't want to have a daughter. I was
Okay.
like, I only want a boy, but that's the immature mindset. But the more I got mature, I realized that, okay, if I do have a daughter, what God gives me, then I'll try to have a son so that he can protect over her. And if he can't, then it's like, okay, I'll just raise my daughter and tell her, I'll do my part, tell her of the dangers aware. Because think about it this way: if you lock up someone, like this, they're going to want to rebel.
Yeah.
They're going to want to rebel. They're gonna. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're gonna rebel regardless. So it's like, okay,
It's the human instinct to rebel
yeah,
either way.
yeah.
Whether you lock them up or not, they're going to rebel. Keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, exactly, bro. So it's like, yeah,
I was very similar. I grew up thinking like, fuck it. One of my mates, shout out to Matthew Simon, he came on the podcast a bit ago and he said, yeah, he does. It's not his quote, but he hears people say it. I don't breed bitches. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
what? I don't what?
breed bitches. Like they're only gonna have boys. I don't breed bitches. I always want to have, I've said it on the podcast before, but I plan to have 6 boys. That's how many children I want to have.
that's
6
my
boys.
big family.
Mathematically, there's going to be girls along the way too. So I'm going to have a fucking big family. There's nothing I can do to prevent it. We have this thing in our trade. I'm a refrigeration mechanic. We have this thing called the Friggy curse. Everyone's firstborn's a girl. It's just part of the trade, you know. It's a thing up in the air. It's fucking pseudoscience and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a daughter, but now I think the fact of raising a daughter will be the most fulfilling, rewarding part life will give me. Having sons is going to be dope. You know what I mean? I got myself a bro to kick back with. But raising a daughter, like if you think deep enough, like that will be the most rewarding feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I imagine
Your princess, bro. Your daughter. It's beautiful, bro.
I can't wait to make the fucking boys in my
Daddy's
family
girl.
pick up the girls slack, bro. You know what I mean? Teach them to look after their sister. Like,
You want to be that man, that dad, bro, that when in that movie, bro,
Yeah,
that
bro.
when the son
from
comes
Bad
to
Boys, yeah.
yeah, I think Bad Boys, the son comes to, you know, like, can I take your daughter to prom? That's
Yeah,
it, bro.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
on.
He's
Nah,
like,
but
how
you
old
know,
are you? And he's like, 16. No, you at least 40.
bro, it's straight up. That's what I mean. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, shows that you're raising your daughter.
Yeah,
Raise her
yeah.
however you want to do it. You know?
Yeah,
So,
I'm with you, bro. Daughter will be a fucking blessing, bro. I can't wait for that chapter of my life. There's enough. I look at my mates that are having daughters around me now, and it's like, you lucky boys, bro. You lucky
yeah,
cunts.
bro.
Yeah, but sons, don't get me wrong. Sons is where the fucking. That's when we teach them how to fight, bro. Not
Oh,
defend
100%.
yourself. Teach them how to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then
Bro,
they have to
yeah.
defend others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, bro, raising children now. Like, hats off to those guys that are early fathers. I feel like they're mature in the sense that they know what, like, because they've been raised well. So they know, what, okay, they want to spend time with the children early on. But with me, I feel like I'm not mature yet in that sense with raising a child. I'm still raising myself. So I'm going to take my time before I have decide, because it's bigger than me. It's the child's life now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a couple of things I want to do in my life. If I'm ready, I'm like, all right, it's time to have a kid, you know?
Well, one thing that I did discuss, and it's been posted on my Instagram before in a clip form, is that by having a form of faith and religion, is that you've already started to practice the idea of having something higher than yourself. You know, you have something to no longer have those needs and greeds and satisfactions. You have the practice in a discipline by not doing the things they say to do. You have the order of fucking fellowship in which you do the things you should be doing. When you have a child, you've already done all the prep work for knowing that I'm not the most important thing in my own life.
Yeah.
So when you have a child, you're able to take those same characteristic traits that you built foundation on and pass that same skill set onto someone else, you know? Because as you said, you're not the center of the world anymore. There's something better than you.
It's bigger than you, bro.
It's bigger than you.
Bigger than you.
And I think that's what religion teaches people to do without people knowing it.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A godless society it's not just a bad society in terms that, like, you know, the gods don't get the worships, or like you don't have the foundation culture and traditions and shit like that. But like marriage, in my opinion, is suffering the same way that children are suffering, in a sense that they haven't got the parents who practice the idea of putting them first. Marriage is the exact same thing. I believe that people haven't been practicing marriage from a religious standpoint, where people used to be like, no, I've committed. There's nothing I can do to get out of this.
Yeah.
So now they get married and they're like 6 months later, fuck it, let's just go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
That's what a godless society does, bro. It's not just bad for kids, it's bad for couples, bro.
Definitely, bro. And now, you know what's crazy, bro? Like, if you start saying to people like you believe in God, they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
They look at you like you're crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, who is this guy? Like, oh, but then again, each to their own. You just want to spread the word of God now. You know what I mean? Like, and that itself is a good karma or good thing. You reach heaven. If there is a heaven, you reach it faster. I've had a lot of discussions with mates, and some of them don't believe that there is a hell, which is a crazy way of thinking of it. Like, interesting. But,
well,
yeah. But then again, hell in the sense like, yeah,
a place that you go. Yeah, the thing is, even with God, sorry to cut you off, but even with God and the fact that you say that a lot of people might think that it's a crazy thing to even bring up, I guarantee if you ask those same people, if you believe in Mother Nature, you know, do you believe in the fact that it's proven that some plants know that other plants know that they need more nutrition, so they're able to stop soaking in so much of the water around them. Like, these things happen in nature.
Wow.
Like, one reference that I bring up is that in the parts of Africa where you have a depopulation of gazelle, which is the lion's favorite thing to hunt and eat, if they're starting to become less and less, some lions who are brought up far away from the fact that they've ever seen a gazelle, they won't eat as much. They know that intrinsically. When there's more of them breeding around the water holes, when there's no droughts and shit like that, the lions eat more, you know what I mean? And they might only pass one every 2 weeks, but they still know part deep down. So Mother Nature is something that people believe in, but they don't believe that there's something driving people. You know what I mean? They don't believe there's something that we can't measure. There's obviously something pulling the strings. There's something letting people know. People believe in karma, but they don't believe in God. People believe in things like
they pick what they want to choose.
Yeah, people believe that they have intuition and gut feelings, but they don't believe that that's an encounter, that's a God presence. You know what I mean? Like, it blows my mind that people don't believe in God. Like, I know people think it's weird to believe. I think it's weird not to believe.
Correct, bro.
Yeah.
This is coming from someone that didn't believe.
Yeah.
That's been an atheist this majority of his life. By choice, after being brought up in a full, like, you know, religious society. But I feel like with God and religion, I feel like they're two different things. But like, I always used to pray to a higher power, like my brother. I used to pray to him, and I used to think that he was the one guiding me. Yes, he could have been guiding me, but like, it could have also been God, you know? And not only that, but I feel like with God, you got to find God, bro.
Yeah, of course.
You got to find God. God will come to you, and you just know, like, this is bigger. You know what I mean?
And God will come to you differently than he comes to everyone else.
Yeah, I'll tell you a beautiful story, bro. That I learned in some scripture class when I was like, you know, going to those Hindu things like that. And then they were talking about like, what is there a heaven and hell? Now, there's a thing called, I don't know the correct name, but I think it's called Pandava. And he's telling to, Pandava's like a saint or something like that. I could be wrong, bro. But he's telling his student, and he's like, listen, come with me. I will show you hell first. Yeah? Okay. And then they teleport to some island. Yeah, island sort of like tropical place. Yeah, there's huts and there's houses and things like that. So they walk in. It doesn't look like hell. This guy's thinking in his head, what? This doesn't look like hell. They walk in, and then they see all of this beautiful food on the floor, like amazing food, anything you could think of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's all these people sitting around it that are malnourished, malnutritioned. Yeah. And then he's like, why are these guys? They can't eat. And then the guy says to him, he's like, look at their limbs. They have a condition where their limbs are fused like this, like fused like that, where they can't feed themselves. They can't eat.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like this. And he's like, well, this is crazy. What the hell? So this is what hell's like. Oh, he's like, oh, I want to see what heaven is like. So they transport, and then they go to the same world, bro. It's like the same world. Same tents, same houses. They walk in, and then they see the same amount of food, same thing on the floor, yeah? But then they see these guys, they're well-nourished, they're well-fed, they look happy, but they've got the same limb problem. And the guy's like to him, he's like, what the hell is the difference? He's like, what is the difference? And he's like, now, over here, rather than thinking about themselves, yeah, and realizing that they can't eat, they're feeding each other.
Yeah, wow.
They're feeding each other, bro. That was so powerful to me.
Yeah.
He's like, rather than like, you know, and that's how they're working together to beat this virus or disease or something, you know? So it's like,
yeah.
we gotta work together,
I
man.
love that, dude. That's
gotta
a
work together.
great story. Yeah. That makes sense. Hell's full of selfish people.
Yeah,
Heaven's
bro.
full of selfless people. Yeah.
Bro.
I love that. That's mad. Yeah, that's sick. I think that the crazy part about all of the whole, and we will get back to our notes and shit like this too, but just to summarize the whole God part is that you did mention it before too. The first step is to believe it's possible, you know?
Yeah.
To believe it's possible is, in my opinion, the most obvious thing that anyone can come to terms with. To believe it's possible means that it might not even be real. You know what I mean? But you still believe it's possible in order for it to be real. If you start to believe it's possible, then you can at least start saying thank you for your life. You know, everyone should be grateful enough to be alive.
Yeah.
By saying grateful to be alive, you're admitting the fact that it's a gift. You're grateful for your gift. If it's a gift, that means by definition, it had to have been given to you. If it was given to you, who gave it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just by being a grateful kind of person, you are someone who believes in God anyway.
Like, think about it, bro. We could have been put in a situation like with what everything that's going on, Palestine, places like that, could be living there. Like, why were we brought here? We must have done something good in our past life. I believe. I don't want to be reincarnated, bro. That's one of my fears.
Yeah.
I don't want to be reincarnated, bro.
Why? Why is that a fear?
Because it's like fear in the sense it's like, shit, man, I got to do enough good in this life to the point where I don't have to. Because like, imagine I'm born there with all this. Like, I've seen what life can be like. I've seen the good and I've seen some of the bad. I'm like, fuck, I got to be grateful. Even if I do get reincarnated, then that's God's choice. That's not mine. Who knows? Like, what after this could be a simulation, bro. I'm being straight up.
Yeah.
This could be a simulation. This could be a game. It could be anything. God, like, we don't know. We're just prophesizing, making theories on what this could be. You know what I mean? So it's like, might as well live it.
Yeah.
Live it, bro.
I think that it's a good fear to have then if you're able to have the fear of reincarnation because you might not be able to do enough good in this lifetime to get at least not a similar circumstance.
You're looking at that like
then
a crazy way.
That's a good motivating force, and I don't think you should remove that fear. That's a good fear to have.
Yeah.
Pushes people to become better people.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fears aren't always bad things. Fears can be motivators.
Yeah.
One of the things that we trotted down as talking points was, I can't remember exactly, but I summarized it in just a sense of weed. It's just the note I made, and then I made notes about it, for example. So I'd like to ask you first, and if you're not comfortable answering
of course,
don't
ask me,
answer
please.
it, but do you smoke weed?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
I think the thing that we were going to discuss was more along the lines of it holding people back, or you know what I mean? What was your initial point on it?
Now, look, before, bro, I'm not going to lie, I used to be very anti-weed. Why? Because I used to get paranoid on it. I used to get paranoid, but I didn't think I used to, like, not only that, like, obviously there's times I used to enjoy it, right? But then there's times that I got paranoid on it. Maybe there's many factors to that. The pot could just be really strong or like whatever, or it could, you know, but like then I realized that like, not only that, I used to use the excuse of saying that like, oh bro, it makes me a lazy person or whatever. In reality, it doesn't. If you choose to let it do that, then it does. It depends on how you use it. Now, if you're just going to, like, if you're going to be a pothead and like smoke every day, there's nothing wrong with that. You could choose, if you're still making money, you're still doing good, if you're still in that. If you like to enjoy life while being high, then bro, do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's your choice. It's like, bro, it's very therapeutic now. Who cares, bro?
And
like,
if it is your choice, you have to own it.
Exactly, bro. Like, you can't, I don't want to be a hypocrite and say like, nah, bro, I used to love getting high.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's nothing. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But then again, don't let it consume you. But I often, you know what I mean? Don't let it consume you.
I agree with that entirely. I think that weed can make someone a lazy person because I think what weed does is it brings to the surface the deepest things. That's why people get paranoid, because they start to dig deeper into the things that they've buried from before. You know what I mean? It might be insecurities. It might be lack of confidence. It could be, It could just be, me personally, I've gone down the rabbit hole when it comes to smoking dope, dude. Like I was stoned, honestly, for probably 2 years, I'd say. Like
how fast did time fly, bro? I've noticed that time goes really fast. You can't even remember.
I was high. You know what I mean? Like that's all that 2 years is. I was cooked. Like there's no like, this is what I got done in those 2 years. This is what part of my life it was. No, to this part of my life, that chapter is stoned. That's it. That's how fast that went. That's a small moment in my life, and it was a 2 fucking year period. It was too long. I don't recommend anyone should be fucking cooked for that long. But it's the same thing when it comes to being lazy too. If you're deep down a lazy person, you haven't set yourself enough desires and dreams, and you haven't got pursuits to become a better person, have enough growth, then the laziness is just going to surface itself up to the surface, bro.
100%. And a lot of people, the reason they like to hate on it and things because they can't handle it, bro.
Yeah.
And like, it used to be like that. I used to be like, bro, like, what, you're gonna be a pothead, whatever. But like, bro, if that's your choice, do it. Like, how can I say that? Like obviously, like it comes with like any addiction. Now, a lot of people, they don't want to be in the same room as that person because they might be getting high or they might be on weed, and then they feel like they might relapse. Then you haven't beat that addiction, bro.
Yeah.
You should be like strong enough, confident enough to where you can be in that. Obviously, do you want to be in that? No. Like, but like you should be strong enough to where you don't have to be in that. That's how you beat an addiction.
Yeah, bro.
You
When
know?
I stopped smoking, like, don't get me wrong, my journey of getting off it was different than most people. I feel like in my own life, I was one of those people who, when they say that it can be like, it can open the door to things like schizophrenia and all those things, I resonate with one of those people.
Same. But I'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
Now, and I'll explain it to you now what I think about that. Yeah. When I used to get high, I used to like hear voices and shit like that.
Oh, I'm with
I used to wig out, like whatever. But like then I realized that, bro, if I'm getting that rocked and like I'm able to beat schizophrenia, that tells me how strong my mental state is.
Yeah, of course.
Bro, that tells me how strong. A lot of people, they'll get rocked, they'll, like, you know what I mean? But that just tells me how strong mentally you are. You know what I mean?
I experienced it and I was
It's bad, bro. It's scary.
And I was like,
bro,
this is insane.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went on. I kept getting stoned, don't get me wrong. I kept getting stoned until it got to a point where there's an Australian rapper, Wombat. You ever heard of Wombat?
Yeah, Wombat. Yeah.
He's one of like, what's his name? Chillin' It's good mates.
Yeah,
they
I know
collaborate
Chillin'.
and shit like that.
Yeah.
Wombat, he went on the Spanian podcast and he talked about this thing called, the term he used was something like social broadcasting syndrome. I think that's what there's a medical terminology
SBS,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah, social broadcasting syndrome. And what it meant was that he started to feel like he could hear everyone's thoughts and everyone else could hear his.
Wow,
that's the most scary part of when everyone can hear your own thoughts.
That's insane.
I fucking know how that can't felt. That's exactly the type of thing that I experienced.
That's insane.
To get stoned. So then the next time I was like, let's not smoke as much. So I smoke a little bit less, still got it. The next time I smoke a little bit less, still got it. Got to the point where I went for a fucking trip along with fucking close people in my life, like really close, blood close. And then the opportunity came up where someone from out of nowhere just literally walked past and was like, anyone want some dope? And someone else was like, yeah, of course we do. And I'm sitting there like, fuck it, I'm pretty sweet in this position. That person left. It was just a couple of us. So I fucking just had a few drags of this joint, straight back into it, bro. The whole fucking world can hear what I'm thinking. I can't shake that feeling, bro. So I just made the decision that moment, like, what's the point of me going down this road anymore? You know what I mean? It wasn't even from a place that I do tell people if they want to get off it, like, it'll hold you back. It'll fucking stop you from going.
Definitely is. I would say definitely is an ambition killer in the sense that, like, if you don't,
sorry to cut you off, but for me, it was just, it wasn't something that I was enjoying. So it was pretty easy to stop doing it.
Yeah, why were you enjoying? You were just, you were getting cooked. Like, you weren't like enjoying it. So that at that point, it's like,
losing my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it didn't stop me.
Especially if you smoke Cali and shit like that, bro. That shit's 30% THC. It fries
to this day, if I smoke bush, just shit. Like, if I used to get, I don't drink anymore. If I used to get pissed, someone pulled out a joint, it's like,
crossfading is hectic.
I just think to myself, like, let's hear the voices, right? You know, I have a couple little small drags.
That's crazy.
I start to get into that mindset, and because I'm so
bro.
drunk, it's like, let's just ride it out for 20 minutes. And
So
I
do you
wait for it
reckon
to
like you
pass.
could actually hear their voices? Like, this sounds fried, but sometimes like this is interesting. To me, it's interesting.
It's
like,
deep enough to the point where I could say yes, but that's because I create my own reality. You know what I mean?
okay,
Like,
interesting.
just because I could hear, for example, what you were thinking, it doesn't literally mean that what you're thinking is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But I genuinely believe deep within me that everything I'm seeing and reacting is because you can hear what I'm thinking. I'm not saying it's true, because I'm pretty self-aware of what is real and what's not.
Yeah.
But the reality I was in was still the reality I was in. I was experiencing the feeling, you know?
And you know what's crazy? I'm going to add on to this now. People might be watching this podcast right now and be like, bro, but these guys are junkies. But let them say whatever the fuck they want to say. Now, let me tell you something, bro. Everyone is a junkie in the sense, bro. They'll look at me and be like, this guy's a gym junkie.
Everyone's
a thing for like picky poison, bro. Like, as long as you're like, as long as you're doing anything fried, bro, like, you do what you want to do. I'm not going to hold anything against you.
Yeah.
Who am I to judge, right? I'm not no perfect person. But like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like a lot
Yeah.
of like people fall into that trap, and then they're like, I
Yeah.
don't really care, bro. Like I'm just let me do my life because you do
Yeah.
you. I don't really care, bro. You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah?
It didn't stop me, and it's like it's why it's interesting why some people are so they get out of it, and I get it. I'm not blaming them, but they just stop associating themselves with those people who smoke.
And I don't
It's to
blame them,
help
bro.
them.
I don't blame them.
But
Yeah, I
for
don't
me,
blame
it's
them, bro.
like I just kept kicking back at the sessions, bro. Like I
Yeah.
was there for fucking years, every day. I'm not gonna just stop kicking back with the lads. Like, it's just,
Yeah,
it's still
but
my
then you know
home.
what I feel like it comes back to, right? You know how you would have had some mates where you'd only kick back to smoke.
Yep.
So then it's like the moment you stop that, it's like what do you just have in common? And I'm sure, like I had friends like this where we'd only kick back to smoke, but then I realized, no, it's bigger than that, bro. Like we kick back because I enjoy the company.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, yeah, there's people that you keep back just to smoke, but like, bro, like,
Dude,
you know what I mean?
most of the people in my life are in my life because that was the common thing we had. You know, it was smoking, it was session, it was sitting around the park, making a gato, going to the safe house, like all these little things, like
The trap house.
the
I'm
trap
joking.
house, yeah, bro. Like,
But yeah,
there
you know
was
what I
just
mean? Yeah,
places
yeah,
and
yeah,
people
yeah.
that were in my life, and that's how I
Yeah.
know most of these people. There's literally, I'm not going to say how many people, but there's countless people that I know, and that's all that we had in common.
Yeah.
All it meant was I had to start finding other things that I valued about these people because
Yeah.
for starters, it's hard for me to cut people out of my life. I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I want to hold on to everyone. So I just had to find something else. Like, what have you been watching on Netflix, bro? Like, tell me. Like, let's just fucking riff raff on that. Like, how was work today? Like,
And
tell
that's
me
good that you're taking the initiative to actually do that even when they're cooked, bro. Even
Yeah.
when I'm baked, bro, I like to have beautiful conversations, bro.
Yeah.
Like conversating, you know what I mean? Like that, like I might meditate, I might do yoga, I might do shadow boxing, I might do whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I might do burpees, bro. I realize, bro, if I can't do it in a state like that, then I'm not gonna be, that's not confident then. That's an insecurity. I realize I need to work on that.
Yeah. It's the same vice versa, too.
Yeah.
And, bro, I literally still go to the hotel parties with the lads, and I'll be there till fucking early in the morning.
You be the life of the party,
because
just
I'm
you have so much to
sober,
talk.
Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get to go home. I
Yeah.
get to sleep in my own bed. I'm not going to be fucking waiting for the sun to come up like
Yeah.
these fucking spastics do, bro, every fucking few weeks. But, like,
Yeah.
I still value the time I spend with the lads anyway. I don't need to get to that level.
Yeah,
Like,
I get
there's fucking bags and nangs and dope and fucking drinks, and they're pulling out M and they're fucking doing this and that, and it's like,
Right.
I loved that shit. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. Who doesn't?
It was a chapter in my
doesn't?
life that
Yeah.
I would never take away. But it doesn't mean that I don't love these people still. You know what I mean?
course,
That,
of
I love
course,
them
yeah.
more than I loved the indulgence. You know?
It's a bit of self-hate, bro. I feel like it comes down to like, you're gonna hate this person that you had some of the best time partying with, like best times of your life, bro. Like, all right, whatever, you have doing different things, but then again, it's like each to their own, bro. You don't get it. Like with me and you having this conversation now, in 2 years you could be completely different, you know, and likewise, bro. You know what I mean? Like we might, who knows, bro? Like, you know, anything can happen.
I could be
Anything
back
goes.
on the nangs.
Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like anything goes. So it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like you're always changing as a person. You're always evolving, which is good. You know how people say to you, they're like, "Oh, bro, Doxy, bro, you've changed.
Yeah,
You've changed,
yeah.
bro. It's a good thing. You want to change, but if you're still the same person, dressing the same, bro. This is why, like, I realized, bro, I'm wearing something different today. I could be wearing activewear, dressing the same as everyone else. Yeah, it was cool a phase back then. Yeah, I still like activewear. I still want to dress mad design and stuff. Like, but like, bro, even though, like, you know what I mean? It's like
You change, bro.
you
grow
change.
up.
Like, obviously, I realized like you got a bit of everything, bro.
Yeah, you know,
Bit of everything,
you know
bit of
Zibbo?
everything.
You know Zibbo?
Yeah, Jake Zibbo, sick cunt.
Sick
Top bloke,
cunt. Shout
top
out to
bloke,
Jake
top
Zibbo,
bloke.
One of my day ones. He'll
Yeah,
always be
top bloke,
one.
top bloke.
He has this funny quote that he brought to me a few times now, and we go back and forth on it, that if you can't look back on yourself and cringe, have you really matured?
Wow.
You know?
That's a beautiful
and I
thing.
see it,
Bro, that's
and,
beautiful.
And the way you just said, like, the people say, "Oh, Doxy, you've changed." I love it when someone says to me,
That's
"The
a good
old
thing.
Doxy would have done it." You know, do this, do that. The old Doxy would have done it. I think, yeah, fuck yeah, he would have. And now look at me. Like,
Exactly. Look at
I'm
me
not-
now, bro.
You know,
Look
I'm
at me
not
now.
gonna do that.
Exactly.
So, like, you're not boosting me up to a point of like, oh, I want to be the old me. You're making me feel proud of the person I am today. It's
Exactly.
like,
That's a mad way of looking at it, bro. See, that's all it is. That's the maddest mindset to have, bro.
yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a little switch, bro.
And it's so
Bro.
easy to go from that person to that person, bro. Like, it's all about the way you think, bro. The way you
All the way you
think
think.
is how
Perspective.
literally the world looks.
Bro, if someone says to me, Shreyez, you're just Indian, Shreyez, all you do is talk shit. Bro, that's all I do. I am Indian. I would just talk shit. Like, why would I get upset at that?
Yeah.
And it's just their perception of me. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like it's just a sort like a bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
why do we get so disheartened from just a word, bro? We attach that word to our ego, bro. The amount of things people have said to me to break me, bro. Most people would like commit suicide, bro. I'm not even joking, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, bro. But like, I realized, bro, like, it's just words.
Oh,
Doesn't mean anything.
bro.
If someone wants to find me, let them. I don't really care, bro. Like, it's all good. It's like, let them do. You know what I mean? I got bigger things to worry about, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, my people, my brother, my family. That's more important to me.
Of course.
I don't
it's
care less,
all
bro.
about
Like, because
how
you're feeling
you
a certain
look at
way,
it.
insecure, bro. I don't care.
Yeah.
All goods, you know.
If you're gonna let something else impact your own life, then all it takes is a little shift in your mindset to understand that the way that you decide to look at yourself as opposed to how other people are looking at you is literally the world that you live in.
Now, if someone slaps my missus' ass, then it's on. Regardless if it's like if I get fucked up, it's on.
Of
You know, that's
course.
different.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dominance, like territorial. We're males, right? You're gonna be dominant of like your girl, right? It's
Yeah.
just a human intrinsic characteristic. Your girl will feel more safe like that. She'll have more respect for you then that way.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
you can't allow that.
yeah.
You can't allow that.
No,
But
no.
In a sense that like the world just being how you feel about yourself, like that's literally you project. I believe that we project the world as we see it.
Yeah.
So it's the same way as how your subconscious mind plays more of an impact on your life than you think. So say for example, you start playing the game Spotto when you're driving like you used to when you were a kid. Oh, yellow car Spotto, yellow car Spotto. All of a sudden you enter a world where there's so many fucking yellow cars. Like they're everywhere. You see a mad car, like, oh, I wouldn't mind owning that kind of, let's just say BMW with the convertible, you know what I mean? Like you see this one car, all of a sudden you start seeing that car everywhere because you're noticing it more. If you project the world you want to live in, the world's always going to be there, but you start to notice the things you want to notice. If you can shift your mind to not caring about what people think, then you'll start noticing that people aren't caring about you.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
That's so true, bro.
I had an ex-partner, and I have to give her the credit for this, even though, like, you don't usually talk about ex-partners in that regard.
No. But you can learn from it.
You can definitely
I don't hate
learn.
my ex, bro. Like, what have I learned from it?
Yeah.
I did when it ended, I did for a bit. But, bro, you got to mature.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and she said when we were talking about something to do with, like, because she was a big stoner, and she would say, like, along the lines of, like, what helped her in moments when she started to feel like everyone was judging her, instead of feeling the pressure of everyone judging her, she just realized that everyone else in the room is just feeling like everyone's judging them. Everyone's dealing with the same thing she's feeling. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's not real that everyone was judging her. Everyone's feeling that same fucking feeling. So she would start to feel a bit more like, nah, it's good, I'm having a good time. All of a sudden, she'd just start feeling like everyone else is having a good time, bro. It's like, it's all about how you think
Perceive
in
it.
your own head, not how not how others perceive you.
straight up, bro.
Yeah.
That's so true.
So do you think...
Everyone's in their own bubble.
Oh, bro.
Everyone's in their own bubble, bro.
Speaking of bubble, since we're on the topic of weed, did you ever play the bubble, like when you first got into like smoking weed? Did you ever
Like what? Put your mates in
someone
a bubble?
Yeah,
Nah,
you
I never did that. I
that?
heard stories about that.
Oh, it
I heard
was
stories about
wild,
it. It's
bro.
funny as fuck.
It was wild.
But like, yeah, no, I don't know
used to
how
get
you
put
do
in
it.
the-
Like, what would you do? I don't get it.
I don't know how I just thought of this, but the word
That's
bubble
crack up.
and
Yeah,
weed,
yeah.
it just reminded me. So I'll go into it. But like, say it works when people first start smoking, you know?
Like they're new to it.
They're new to it. They're fucking like, what the fuck, you know? You remember the feeling of first
Bro,
getting
that's
stoned
crack
and
up,
you're
yeah.
like, what the actual fuck?
That's traumatic, bro.
Yeah, bro. So what people used to do, which people have done to me, so I understand it, is like everyone has to have the common knowledge that this guy's new to this, right? So everyone else just has to kind of look, you can kind of talk about it, whatever, but as long as they don't know you're talking about it. And then one example of the bubble is everyone will just start going, and like they just start pretending like they're talking, but there's no noises coming
I'm gonna
out.
try this next time I get back, bro, with someone.
It's crazy. It's such a wild
Bro, that's
journey.
funny
It's
like everyone has to be in on it, yeah?
Yeah, everyone has to be
wow,
in
bro.
on it.
But then what if they're like, I can hear, oh, you must be like, I reckon
that
now
one
it'd be
person
easier
will
to
be
do
like,
it.
what are you talking about? And then you're like, dude, what do you can just go along with it and be like, what are you talking about? And everyone's like, what are you talking about? It's like, you weren't saying anything, and everyone can be like,
I feel like a lot
What
of
are you
people who
talking
do
about?
this now, yeah? They act like they have selective hearing. In reality, they're just deaf, bro. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, they think they'll show their power, but all they show is the insecurity.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, then again, there's a time and place to show the like power, and obviously, if it's a really stupid thing, you just ignore it.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people, even when I used to work in construction, bro, a lot of my managers and stuff like used to be like, oh, like try to do like, you know what I mean? But like with me, it's like I've noticed with the Indians, bro, they're very intelligent, intelligent. So they like to go back and forth with you, like verbally argue with you. So me being an Indian guy, I need to be better at that. So like it was good, it was fun going back and forth with them. But then they'll give you respect after, you know.
I
so.
do that a little bit at the moment. There's certain situations in my life
It's
where
just a debate, bro.
I pretend like I have the selective hearing. There's some times in life where it's necessary. I actually work with a guy. He has actually got full selective hearing.
Nah.
Never experienced that until
Yeah.
this guy. You could be looking right at his face, talking to him. After a few months, I said to him, I'm like, bro, am I too quiet. Like, why don't you listen to me? And he's like, oh, I didn't tell you, bro. I'm deaf. I can't hear out of like this ear properly.
Wow.
And then like you're face to face talking. He's like, sorry, what? You know what I mean? He can't hear you, but
Wow, yeah.
he could hear a hissing sound
That's crazy.
inside of a volcano eruption of a like noise. Like it could be music playing, there could be all these things, and he can hear something leaking out of something, like gas coming out or like a tap dripping or something in the craziest of environments. And I'm like, I full understood from knowing this guy. There's something real about selective hearing. Some people can hear things and can't hear other things. You know,
Yeah.
it's not all fake. It's full a little bit real.
Yeah, wow, bro.
Yeah, it's
See, that's what I
crazy.
mean. I gotta go like learn. There's so much that I haven't even learned, bro.
Oh, you know what, dude? I want to,
Remember.
before we get on to the next point, you did mention reading before.
Yeah.
And I was very curious about that because I fucking full love reading. I picked it up, I think maybe towards the end of 2022.
How much did it change you, bro? Change you as a like vocabulary, like
Everything.
confidence wise?
Yeah.
Like, bro, 'cause
changed everything.
Made you so much smarter.
Especially like, what type of books are you interested in? What's the books that
Okay.
you're trying to read?
I'm not gonna lie. When I first started off reading as a kid, because used to read heaps when I was a kid, just storybooks, but Skullduggery Pleasant, Harry Potter.
Oh, great.
Like,
Fuck, I love
bro,
Harry Potter book.
You know, books like that. You know, yeah, I love Harry
Yeah,
Potter, but it's a mad
yeah.
book, mad story. And then when I slowly got back into reading after, it was more like self-development books like that.
Yeah,
Like,
self-help,
books
bro.
teaching me about game, teaching me how to pick up. Like, obviously the fun ones at the start, because you have to like first enjoy reading, and then I'd slowly get into harder books. You know, like I still like books like from Robert Greene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he
it-
has one, if I could recommend to you, it's
Yeah.
called, so for everyone listening, we took a quick pause. I did look up what the name of that book was. It was called Mastery by Robert Greene. It's his
Beautiful
smallest book,
beautiful
I
book.
believe.
Yeah.
It's only, say, I think it was like 280 pages in total, so maybe 250 or 60 of
Yeah.
literature
Is that
to
the
read.
gold plated one?
Yeah, it's gold with
Yeah.
it's black with a gold
I
middle.
think I've read that one. Beautiful book.
You read- oh,
Beautiful book. He goes
great
into Albert Einstein, how he was a violinist.
Yeah,
How he had
yeah.
to change, and yeah, it was
Talks
a good book.
about like Charles Darwin, who was the great, I don't even know the word for it, but he explored the world and created, I think it's Charles Darwin.
Yeah, it was
is
Charles Darwin. Didn't he create the evolution theory?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was Charles Darwin. He
yeah.
did a lot of, that's what I like about Robert Greene in particular, because
Mm.
you can read one of his books. Like right now I'm reading, what's the name of this one? I'm so over reading it. It's
Yeah.
called Laws of Human Nature. That's
Beautiful
the one
book.
I'm
I haven't
reading
read. I don't
now.
think I've read. I skimmed over the just the laws.
Yeah.
But bro, you know what the thing about Robert Greene books, right? Bro, they're actually so sophisticated, like
Mm.
metaphorically, like his language. It's not easy to read it, bro. Like I got to read the pages twice.
Yeah,
I'm being
yeah.
straight up. Like my English is not up to the mark at the start. Even the 48 Laws of Power, bro, I couldn't even read that because like I had to listen to the audiobook at the start.
Yeah.
But then over time, I forced myself to read the mastery book.
Yeah.
I forced myself, even if it took me like ages, bro.
Yeah.
3-4 weeks, like if I still finished
People
that.
always
I'm
ain't
glad.
too bad. That's not bad, bro.
Yeah,
A
but
month,
like
a month per book is a good milestone to try and hit.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I'm glad I go. We just need to.
I love the way he has a law or a fact or a way to live your life or a guide or something that he'll always include a historical reference that you're familiar with a little bit. Like he did in the Laws of Human Nature, he touched on like Coco Chanel, the brand, you know what I mean? And then he dived deep into who Coco Chanel was, the girl, the individual, and it went through World War II and Germany, and it talked all about her life and all this cool shit. One of the craziest parts of the one I just read, I'm going to mess it up, but there was a thing, I think in 1950, I don't remember exactly why he brought up this one story in particular, but in 1950 in Japan, no, it was in China, when they were trying to bring out communism and destroy the old way of life and things like that. This one high school in particular, it was a whole story about how the government started to put no more teacher authority onto the kids, let the kids start making their own decisions. The kids full took over this high school, bro, to the point where they forced teachers to wear things as punishment and walk them down the halls, and they do throw shit at them and shit. And teachers had to just, that was their job. They're forced
So that was
to
part
go
of the
to work.
social experiment.
Yeah, it was part of
Wow.
a social experiment.
Yeah.
To the point where they were encouraging the kids that if you thought that someone may not be trying to be as part of the regime as they are claiming to be, as communist, as whatever, then you have every right to act on it how you want to act on it. So then they started this clan inside the school, this gang you can almost associate them as, and they would be like pushing teachers and shit towards suicide, right? Like crazy shit. At the same time as it's happening in the school, it's happening at another school. It's happening at another school. It's happening in businesses. It's happening in churches, communities. The whole country is going crazy in 1950 to the point where kids will go home their parents know for a fact their kids are decking themselves out in weapons, C4s, bombs, to go to school, to protest, you know, to be part of this crew. But the dad's suffering from the same shit at his work. The mum's just part of the house being told what to do by his dad and his son, whatever. Then inside this school, another gang is a formation from that one. Now we think that they're not as communist, so then another one starts.
Wow.
Then there's wars. They're blowing up
crazy.
classrooms. They're doing
This is all in high school.
This is all
That's
in
insane.
high schools,
Bro,
bro.
I swear it's always America doing this fried
No, this
shit.
is China. This is
Nah,
China, bro.
what
This
the
is in
heck, bro?
communist
That's even
China.
crazier. Bro,
This is Robert
wow.
Greene is to thank for my information when it comes to that kind of shit.
That's insane. Yeah, there
reading
you go.
teaches. Reading is
Like, bro, there's
everything.
so many conversations that you can only have about girls, about cars, like money, bro. Like, you want to talk about intellectual things that are going to stimulate your brain, bro. This is what really, like, I love having conversations like this, intelligence-wise. Like, I may not be the most intelligent person, but this to me is interesting, it's stimulating.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's cool, it's fun. Like, to most people, they'll probably think, bro, this is boring or whatever, but that's most people.
Yeah.
We're not most people.
Do you have a book that you would recommend? Because I like
Oh,
adding
bro,
a book
there's
to
a
my
lot.
list.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Is there one in
You
particular?
kind
I
of got
wanna
me off
add
guard,
one.
bro. You kind of got me off guard.
Yeah.
Okay, I
It's
gotta
alright.
really think about this now.
Because I'll give you one.
Okay, now if you were newly single, yeah, I would read this game, The Game,
The Game. Okay.
by Neil Strauss.
I'm going to add it to my
Yeah,
list.
if
The
you're
Game.
newly single and you want to get back into the game, you don't know, because you know a lot of guys they
Could
lose
it be
their mojo.
beneficial if you're not single as well?
Oh, definitely, bro.
Yeah, alright, so-
definitely, bro. Definitely. It explains like how to get rid of that fear. You know, it's just that it's a numbers game, essentially. Like, you know, obviously it's more than that. It's more than just a numbers game. It's more into psychology, but this is just for like breaking the ice. That was a mad game that I read, mad book that I read.
I tell you one that's on the same
Yeah.
kind of topic of things. There was one by a pimp in America. I think it was around New York at the time. I think it was around 1970s, 80s. It was when rap music first started to become culturally popular and shit. So I'm assuming it was around that time. And his pimp name was Mr. Pimpin' Pimpin'. That was what everyone
Oh,
referred
okay.
to him as.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
read
yeah.
a book called Pimpology.
Yeah.
And it was basically, the thing is, in life, you're either going to be one of two types of people. You're a pimp or you're a hoe. That's just his philosophy. This was this guy's way of living.
Wow.
And he was a
Wow.
successful person.
What was his name?
Mr. Pimpin' Pimpin' is
Okay.
all I can remember.
No,
he
but
probably
he's
had an
probably
actual name,
he's probably right, bro.
but that's what everyone called him.
Like, you know what I mean? And there was another chubby dude, bro, a comedian, amazing guy. I used to love listening to him. He had a radio show, yeah? I'm trying to think of his name, bro.
Oh,
He used to
chubby
spit,
comedian,
yeah, he
radio
used to spit
show.
game. He used to spit mad game, talk about female nature, dynamics. This was all in the 1980s, bro, before he died of
Oh,
a heart
okay.
attack. 6'4". This guy looked, he'd
Oh,
say,
I know who you're
you know
talking
who I'm
about.
talking about, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
He was the ugliest guy. He was the ugliest guy, but
Yeah.
he still had the baddest bitches on lock like this. Why? Because he understood psychology and like
Yeah.
that. Bro, I got to think of his name, bro.
I
need to-
won't remember it,
bro, because like a lot of people should listen to him. People like this, bro.
One book that I would
Yeah.
recommend everyone to read was probably my favorite book to read that I've read so far. It was called The Power of Habit. And what this book does is it breaks down what a habit is in any form. People who have a habit of gambling, people who have a habit of chewing their fingernails, it could be anything. And then it shows how people are able to get out of a habit, what the steps in order to do so are, and then how you can use that same methodology and apply that to anything that you want to be good at. And it talked about how Ian Thorpe, for example, was the greatest swimmer of all time because of his habits he created. It talks about how Target, for example, became one of the greatest brands of all time because of habits they created. You know, like it's such an interesting book, and through doing that, it's so. One, it can definitely change your life because if you apply those steps, you can become a better person. But two, it's so educational. There's so many stories about the guy who created the idea. He invented brushing your teeth.
Wow.
He wanted to create a habit because he understood them that would change everyone for the rest of their lives. Brushing your teeth isn't a necessity because things are not bad for your teeth unless they are deteriorating like sugar. For generations, no one ever brushed their teeth. If you live a healthy lifestyle where you don't take sugar in, you will never need to brush your teeth. Your teeth won't deteriorate.
Wait, if you live a healthy lifestyle where you don't take sugar in, you will never
You
need to.
won't need
Wow,
to.
that's
You won't
insane.
need to.
That's
It's
insane,
the processed
yeah.
foods and shit that destroy
That's
your
crazy,
cow,
bro.
that kind of shit. So he created the concept inside people's brains where he advertised, lick your teeth. Do you feel that plaque? Plaque is not what deteriorates your teeth. Plaque is just a buildup of residue on your teeth. It doesn't destroy it. It doesn't do anything like that. So he told people that is what's killing your bright white smiles, all these things. So then he created the habit that everyone should do, which is first feel it, the routine, which is then everyone should brush their teeth. He invented toothpaste, and then he created a reward system at the end of that, which is that minty sensation. That minty sensation is only there, was only invented to give people a satisfaction for doing something.
Wow.
That's the only reason we have
That's
Colgate,
insane, bro.
brushing your teeth, mint. That whole thing was just someone's invention, because he's like, if I can create a habit inside of people that everyone uses, I'll be super rich. So
that's insane level
Power
of
of
thinking.
Habit.
Bro, wow.
I'd recommend that book, The Power of Habit.
I'm gonna write that down, bro. The Power of Habit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that. See, like, very look like people probably thinking like, what's this guy writing notes? But if you look at my thing, I'll show this to the camera. I'm always writing notes down,
bro,
everything,
mine's the
because
same.
like you have to, bro. Like
Yeah.
if you think of a thought, you're not gonna. We don't have photographic memory where you can think of something, or like, insane memory.
Yeah.
See, I don't even remember the thing. The Power of Habit.
The Power of Habit. Yeah,
Yeah.
The Power of Habit. My list and my phone do not stop. My lists, even my books notes, bro. It's like the books I have to buy.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
And I'll tell you a mad
I can't
skill
read that
as well.
fast.
I'll tell you a mad skill with reading in regards to reading. My friend taught me this. He's like, if you want to improve your vocabulary fast and your speaking ability, read it aloud.
Yeah.
Read
That's
it
how
aloud.
I started.
Yeah, bro. There you go. Read it
Yeah.
aloud. It just like, because when you read through your head, yes, you'll absorb information and thing, but sometimes your mind wavers. It moves around. But I found that, bro, I would drastically, the moment I did that, bro,
Changes it.
changed
eh?
everything. And we got to get my mate on this podcast, bro. I'm being straight up. If he goes on this, bro, it'll be beautiful.
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
beautiful.
I'll be looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I noticed that when I was younger, I was not confident in my reading ability at all. Like, remember in class when, like, say, for example, the teacher would be like, right, everyone's going to read a paragraph or a sentence. And then, like, you'd have, I don't know if anyone did this, but I definitely did. Like, you'd see who's counting, who's over there, he's reading. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You count 10 people away. So you go down 10 fucking paragraphs, and then I would practice that one bar, bro, over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It'd get to me, I'd fumble it, bro. I could not get that out. I was never a confident reader.
Yeah.
I had ex-partners in the past who would tease me, jokingly.
Yeah,
but
jokingly. Like,
I was
they'd
still
take-
self-conscious about the fact I
Yeah.
couldn't read. So I just started practicing. I practiced out loud. Then once I got confident enough with that, I'd do it in my head and shit like that. I whiz through a book, bro. I whiz through a book. It just takes practice. I hate when people say, because I read on my lunch break at work for most of the year. I don't do it all the time, but people say, oh, bro, it's so good that you read. I wish I could read. Well,
Yeah.
well, fuck, you're not going to be able to read if you don't fucking try.
You gotta try, bro.
You know what
Come
I
on,
mean?
like there's only so many rap songs you can hear in that time. Listen to it. Like today, I haven't done this in a long time, bro. I was listening to an audiobook in the car, bro. That's not me. I never do this, but like it was so beneficial because like you listen to the same music, like same thing. It's just like like I realize now I can get through stuff faster. Yeah, I still like to listen to music G up, turn up, but when I'm going out or like if I'm going to the gym, I realize that's when music is the best. But if you listen to it all the time in the car, you become brain dead, bro.
Yeah, you get over it a little bit.
over
You know
it,
what I
get
mean?
over
Like,
it,
you need to have a break from it. I'm with you. Oh, all right. Well, I was going to go back to the notes, but we did mention this thing before, and I'm curious. You piqued my interest when we were talking about, because I mentioned to you off camera the podcast high that you kind of get from sitting down, and you
bro.
said, what's the term you used?
It's called, well, this is different to the podcast high, but I think we're in the same thing, the social flow state.
Social flow state.
Social flow state.
Okay, I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so now this is when, I'll explain what it is, yeah? So this is when, okay, now, imagine you're working, yeah? But like okay, let's use retail, for example, yeah? But you get into the zone, right? And you're not thinking, it just happens, it flows. Like, it just goes bang, 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 like you're just doing this. So it could be with anything, bro. With your podcast, you enter the social flow state, you're going bang, bang, bang. Now, with the social flow state, I like to use it. I think that it's possible to enter it anytime.
Okay.
Anytime, bro. Now, but the way to enter it is by, like, say you're going to a club, yeah? Okay, I'm just going to use club because guys can relate to this now. Say you're going to a club, yeah? And you want to go pick up a girl. Or you want to try get, pick up some girl or whatever.
Yeah.
The best thing to do, I used to do this is fried, bro. I kid you not, when I was taking the train, yeah? Me and my brother would be there. We'd walk down the whole aisle, the whole carriage, bro, trying to like chat up girls, pick up girls like that, entering the social flow state. Then before you know it, bro, once you get to the club, it's like, it's easy as hell. Even same thing with sales, bro. Like you're going to go do a big sales day, it's Boxing Day or something. You talk to enough people, bang, bang, bang. You enter. You know what to say. It just flows, bro.
Yeah.
Like, see how you did. You told me you did a podcast before, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. If you entered it straight away, it wouldn't have been. Yes, you would have been flowed, but like it wouldn't have been as good because you're in the social flow. You're ready. That's the social flow state, and I think that anyone can enter it. Like even in the gym, bro, you're training hard. You can enter the. I don't know if it would be called social flow state. It might be called flow state or something else, but like I'm just talking based on like that.
I kind of think it's very similar to the word autopilot.
Ooh,
You know,
yeah,
like when you drive a
yeah.
car and all of a sudden you like, I don't even remember getting to this part in my journey yet. You know what I mean? You're just traveling down the same route to work, following
Yeah.
the GPS, whatever you're doing, and then all of a sudden I think most people have had that feeling where you're like, it's almost like you feel like you time travel because you have no memory of getting there. It's like in the morning when you,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean because in the
Yeah.
morning when you have a morning routine of waking up, brushing your teeth, getting
Yeah.
ready, getting your clothes on for work, whatever, heading out the door. By the time you get to work, it's like that has happened in autopilot and you had no input at all. You have time went by so quickly, you don't remember much of it, but you know what happened. It's because you've done that so much by routine that you're easy to enter that flow state. So maybe that's the same thing you're doing when you're entering a social flow state. Maybe you're just, because you've started to talk to people, you're automatically into it. Now it's just like you've done it before. Now you don't need to think about it. You're on autopilot. There's no nerves. You're not getting into the feeling because you're already in the feeling, you know? I think autopilot's very similar to social flow state.
100%. Very similar. They could just be like terms, bro. But
Yeah.
that sounds very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar.
You definitely do get it in podcasting if that's what we're relating it to because you can't think about it too much. You know, if you start to think too much, you get in your own head, you fucking question shit,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You just let it. You just let it
Yeah,
happen.
let it. Like, I think that's also confidence by being able to laugh at yourself. Like, bro, a lot of guys are afraid to bench by themselves because they're afraid that if the weight drops on them, they're gonna look stupid getting up, you know, like,
Yeah.
so what? It gets up, at least you tried, but you went to fatigue. Or
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Or you failed in front of that girl, but bro, no one else will do that. You tried to, bro, you tried. You're a man at the end of the
Yeah,
day. You're a
yeah.
man. Like, that's your potential. You see that girl, you're like, I want to talk to her because there's something in her that I like.
It's
Yeah, not just the ass,
confidence,
bro. Like, there's more to it, you know?
Yeah,
Like, she
yeah,
might
yeah.
have a nice, like, energy, a nice vibe, you know? Like,
I think, honestly, I think about this all the time. It's like, that's the most important thing ever. I'm more likely to be attracted to someone because of who they are and the
Yeah.
vibe we have.
the personality, bro.
But it's the fucking looks, bro. You know what I mean? It's the bunda that gets me there. You know?
Yeah,
People
okay.
say it's all about what's on the inside when it
No,
comes to
of course,
girls.
looks plays a big role, bro. Because if you're not physically attracted to them, what you think mostly you're gonna be? There's like a balance, but obviously, I feel like if I don't know with you, but this is me. Like, you could see the hottest girl, but if her attitude stinks, you're like, yuck,
Yeah,
Toot.
yeah.
Gross, bro. You want to spew, bro? Like, nah, I don't even like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like,
100%.
but then again, you can't have everything, bro. What I've noticed, you can't have everything. But that's where you find the perfect balance, bro.
Personally, I think that what's some of the key things that you find most attractive inside of a woman's personality, for
Ooh,
example?
okay, that's a beautiful question. Now, I think confidence, bro. Not necessarily like insecurity. I think confidence, like with confident women, where it's like not the robust confidence. It's like, okay, they understand me better.
Yeah.
Like, I can talk to them how I'm talking to you. Intelligence is beautiful, bro. Because they're not gonna do dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that to me is attractive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, obviously looks plays a big role. Like, we're attracted to looks as humans, right?
Yeah.
But I think things like that, confidence, bro.
Yeah.
And just like a positive attitude. But then again, it's like, yeah.
You know what I've noticed in myself, which was crazy to finally realize it,
Yeah.
is that the thing that I'm most attracted to is the closest word would be nurturing.
Oh, okay.
Nurturing inside of a
Woman,
woman.
like taking care of things.
Taking care of
Yeah.
anything, how they are around children.
Yeah.
It comes down to a bit more of a fact of like how they keep their house in check. Is it clean? Is the kitchen nice? Do they cook? All these things. They are nurturing things because one, they can provide the lifestyle in which a husband gets to go out there, do what he needs to do, come home, everything's in check, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's how they're going to be as mothers towards children.
Yeah.
It's the thing that I've gotten, because I'm 25, like especially mid-20s, you realize what you really find attractive inside of a girl. Looks, first thing, no matter what, always going to be.
And anyone says otherwise, they're lying.
But even more important than that you can't get to without the looks, is how I believe that person's going to be as a mother.
100%,
That is
bro.
so attractive, bro. I think that's the thing that everyone should look at if you want to have kids. If you don't want to have kids, just chase the fucking titties, bro. Like, doesn't matter. But if you want to have kids, start looking at women and start thinking, how will you be as a mom? How do they
Yeah.
act? Do they have nieces and shit? Do they have
Yeah.
anyone around them? How do they treat
Straight
their
up,
own
bro.
mom? How do they,
Yeah,
what was
that's
their
so
mom
true,
like to
bro.
them? You know, things
The
like
relationship
that.
with the father and the daughter is very important.
Yeah.
Like, guys will say, yes, it can still be if it's coming from a single household, but the chances of her like not being, you know, it's like, I don't want
Yeah.
to turn this into fresh and fit, but like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's like, and not, it's like, I realize, bro, there's more to life than just like saying I got a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Like, hats off to you, bro. You got a bad bitch, cool. But, bro, she's still giving me choosing signals. She's still giving, do what, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I know that a girl is, like, solid, bro, I'll respect her so much, bro. I'll treat her like almost like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But when I know that she's, like, attention seeking, whatever, I'll just treat her like a, whatever, like, oh, cool, yeah.
Just a fling. That's
Yeah,
just a fling.
like
There's
that.
a
Like, I wouldn't
difference.
even give respect to her, bro. Like, I'm being straight up.
It's funny,
Yeah.
before we touched very lightly on masculinity and femininity. We didn't even bring up femininity, but we did masculinity. And a bad bitch, I actually relate to what a woman can get done. You know what I mean? That's what I think a bad bitch is. It's not like
interesting
how much
perspective.
money you got. It's
Yeah.
about like the effort you put in order to make your money. It's about having a full-time job. For example, you don't have to have a full-time job. You could be full-time raising kids. You could be full-time chasing your dreams. It could be anything. But then coming home and then fucking cleaning and cooking and fucking looking after you and making... And like, you know, looking after your man basically at the end of the day.
I feel like that
that's
stuff,
a bad
it's
bitch,
not
bro.
there.
Because
It's
you know
not-
what?
not
That's
there,
a
bro.
masculine trait. Bad bitch is a masculine term you give to a woman to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, you are of power.
Oh,
But a
okay. No,
masculine-
bro. Sorry to cut you off. By bad bitch, I just mean a bitch that's a weapon. Like,
Oh,
I'm saying,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know,
Just
what I mean?
a
Not
rig.
like that. Like,
Yeah,
she's gonna
yeah.
turn heads, bro.
Okay,
Like that. That's
yeah,
what I mean
yeah,
by
yeah.
bad bitch. Not
It's
in
a
the sense
peng-
like,
peng
yeah,
thing,
peng,
yeah.
peng. I mean, bro, peng doesn't mean like it doesn't mean that like. I feel like it's just, you know, like you see those girls, you're like, shit, man, I wanna.
Yeah.
You wanna ride the Harley or what?
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
But I love H's TikTok. Yeah,
Yeah.
But he's a G, bro.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a G, bro.
For sure,
Ed
for
Matthews,
sure.
he's a funny person, bro.
Yeah,
Crack
bro.
up, bro. They're killing it, bro. Like, they deserve the life they have, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
No question.
they deserve the life.
No
But
question.
continue to.
Yeah, I was going to go into masculinity a little bit too, because we did bring it up before. And what I'm kind of thinking of a masculine trait now is it's not really, as you mentioned, it's not just tattoos or fucking the size or the ability to fight, kind of things like that. I think masculinity is your capability to do what needs to be done, no matter what that thing is. You know, if you get home and there's fucking easy examples, because I'm in this situation, right? Dog shit all over the yard. If it doesn't matter if you've had a fucking long day, you come home, you know you got more shit to do, so you do that. Then you got fucking, say for example, you're in a position where you have kids, you're fucking helping out your missus, fucking taking care of the kids. Then you're going to work the next day, whether you've had enough sleep or not, and you're doing the best thing you can do at work. You're doing everything you can do in your life as the full potential it can be done at. You're not letting things go. That's masculinity, bro. It's not
100%.
all these superficial ideas about what fucking car you got and
Yeah.
like fucking how much you can actually press in the gym. But if you are going to the gym and you're not trying, that's not masculine. But if you are going to the gym and you're giving it your best, that's a masculine trait to
100%,
have.
bro.
Masculinity is about responsibility. Masculinity is about doing everything that needs to be done. The more responsibility you have as a man, the more manly you are. You know? That's what I'm starting to think.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you're not wrong, bro.
Yeah.
You see, I'm learning something new.
Yeah, cool.
Bro, I like, and if that's the thing, I'm not insecure to say that. I'm not afraid to give validation. A lot of guys are so afraid to give validation, bro. Why? Because they think this guy might get a big head. But if he gets a big head, he will get humbled himself.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
of
God
course.
will, like I was sort of somehow like he, you know what I mean? So that why wouldn't you want your mates to become better, bro? That's how
Yeah.
like insecure some
Of
people are,
course,
bro.
I
They're-
know there's
bro,
there's,
just
there's
I
been
don't know.
bare moments in this podcast where you've enlightened me with fucking ideas and words and wisdom and things like that. That's just
I appreciate it, bro. And likewise.
I
you know?
appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. So I think that's what being a man is. Don't get me wrong, I could be wrong on my idea. I've still
You're always
got,
learning, bro. We're not correct,
got-
bro. Who knows? You know
I
what I
plan
mean?
to live to 120. That's
Wow,
my goal, right?
wow,
So in that
that's
sense, I've still got
crazy.
95 more years to go.
That's
So
insane.
if I think I understand what a man is now, then like I couldn't be more wrong.
Because
you
the
know?
world's always changing.
World's always changing.
always
I'm always
changing, bro.
learning. If I know anything, it's I know nothing. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
I gain my information and base my foundations on. I always get to a point where it's like, fuck, I was dumb last year. Everything I thought about this is so wrong.
I'll tell you
I've
something,
matured
yeah?
so much.
Look, whatever your dreams are, if it's to be one of the best in podcasting in Australia, you're going to make it, bro.
Appreciate
With the
that.
drive and stuff that you have, like this is like, it'll show. You know what I mean? God gives those, and even if it doesn't, bro, along the way, you've made me as a friend.
Yeah,
as a
of
friend, for
course.
me to say, like, you know what I mean, like to invite me into your house and like this, and me, like you must have a lot of respect for me, and likewise, bro. You know what I mean?
course,
So
of
that
course.
stuff I've gained a brain. This is amazing. It doesn't even feel like there's a camera there. We're just chatting.
Yeah,
we're just
bro.
chatting. You know, so
Yeah, of course. It's something that I think that a lot of people should put. They don't, to be honest, they don't even have to. But if it sparks anyone's curiosity, try and decipher what it is to be a man in your own personal image, because it's what we're here to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's proven that men are capable creatures. Think of the things that have been done. We mentioned Genghis Khan, for example. You know what I mean? We've mentioned Andrew Tate. These people are in the positions they are because they are using their masculinity to its full potential. If they were born a woman, there's no way they'd be able to do what they're doing. But femininity is actually just as interesting, in my opinion, as masculinity, because femininity, in my opinion, is a man's job is to provide the lifestyle in which everyone he cares about. You know what I mean? He's able to come home, bring home the bread. He's able to give people in his life the opportunities. I believe that if a man has a woman and her woman is to chase her dreams and they can't afford to like have her stop working, then it's kind of a man's responsibility to kind of pick up the slack.
Yeah.
It's because a man is capable of doing so. So his job is to provide as a man, and a femininity, and what a woman's job is to do is to provide a position in which the man can provide for her. So a woman is there to help her man in whatever means he needs done in order to make sure that he can go out there and make the money. He can come home. He doesn't have to start cooking as soon as he gets home because she's now done that.
Taking the extra mile. Like, she's like, it's all right, listen, Dali, you know, you worked hard. Here's the food, take it off, let me give you a massage or something. That's all we want, bro. Maybe some head as well, but like, you know what I mean? I'm not a simple man, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I don't want, like, bro, I don't need like
a full belly and an empty sack and I'm done,
bro. Some woman are bickering me, bro, like this, bro. Get out of here, bro. New wife, let's go. But like, you get what I mean,
bro. I get what you mean, bro. I get what you mean. And that's what I think that a lot of women, especially in today's society, don't understand.
Yeah.
The femininity is to provide a position in which your man can now, and it doesn't work if the man's not living his full potential. If a man's
now this is where I'm gonna drop the curveball on you, and you're gonna spin out when I do this, but I'm gonna give an answer for it. Now, I don't think there is a problem with having masculine women. Why? Because they're always a yin and a yang. Now, if you see that a woman is taking the lead, I've seen in some relationships where the woman is taking the lead, leading the guy where to go. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because that guy is not necessarily a leader in the sense, yes, he might be providing financially, but in terms of decisions the woman might be doing. Now, that's not a bad thing for them. But like in my dynamic and your dynamic, for us, where we're going to be the breadwinners of our family, I don't think I'd want to date a woman that earns more than me. Yeah. Yes, I'd like to date a rich bitch, whatever, but I don't know if like, because then there'll be the problem where it's like she'll think she's better than me. You know what I mean? Maybe that could be an insecurity or like, but this is just from what I've seen in my own personal relationships. I've seen in my other family, I've seen in thing, like, you know what I mean? So I'm making my own judgment. But then again, this is just what I want at this point. It'd be a hard one to do, bro. It'd be a hard one to do. Date a woman who is making more money, because all of a sudden... It sounds mad on paper, bro.
But where does the
she's gonna be
authority come from?
I'm not going to say...
If the woman's making the more money, then where does your position of power come from? You know, and I say power, not a term as you get to tell her what to do. You make the decisions in order to best suit the family.
Like as a guy, I would want those decisions. You know what I mean? Like,
of course,
I would want those decisions, but like, life is better. Bro. Exactly, life is better with that. For me,
men
maybe
are the leaders of the household. I believe that.
It might not. Exactly. And I had this conversation at a Christmas dinner, bro, with this woman that did her PhD. She's 25, 26, intelligent girl, beautiful, whatever. But bro, like, we're going back and forth about like what I like, you know, masculinity, this, that. Like, I'm like to her, like, would you go to war? And she's like, yeah, I would. I was like, would you shoot someone? She's like, yeah, I would. I was like, would you slice someone's throat with a knife? She's like, yeah, I would. I was like, okay, cool. But then I'm like to her, like, okay, do you think you stand a chance against another a full-grown guy, 6'4", that wants to eat your heart? And she's like, oh, like, you know, then they stumble. They don't know what to say. But like, it's like,
on top of that, it's like, if you do that, who's raising the kids?
Yeah.
If a girl goes to war, who's there to look after?
To me, it doesn't mean shit, bro. If this girl has a PhD, to me, it doesn't really matter. Like,
no.
It doesn't mean, it's not gonna turn me on sexually, like more. Like, you know, you're intelligent, correct? But I want maturity.
Yeah.
Like, that's delusion. That's probably why she's still single. At 20, 27, 20, 26, you know, like, 'cause, like with women, they don't want to necessarily, it's very rare that they would date a guy that's like not doing, in their eyes, less than them.
Yeah.
It's very rare, you know, like you always, so it's like, even if a girl might be better, which I don't think, like, you know, I'll make her think that she's not. You know what I mean? Like, I know so many guys in relationships, bro, they bend their backwards, bro, doing things for their missus that, like, the missus doesn't respect them. And I can see it coming that it's not going to last, bro. Ooh, I've been a simp as well before in previous relationships, whatever. We all have, so you know, but like, I wouldn't go to that extent. Now, knowing what I know, I'm like, all right, nah, I don't want to, bro.
Nah, no
bro,
chance. I've been there, I've been that guy. I got to experience what that guy was like, and it's like, I'm glad I did it, because now I know so much more.
Now I know more, and that's it. It's a learning. I take it as a learning experience, but it was mad. I still had mad fun, whatever, but you learn from it. That's it. Just move on, bro.
Yeah.
No point being like upset.
I know, you get to a position where it's easy enough to cut people out of your lives. You don't have to waste the time pursuing a relationship, because you know what that end result could be, you know?
Yeah.
And it's funny because we did talk about cutting people out of your lives kind of before when we were briefly discussing what to talk about on the podcast, where we were saying that some friends you have to let go of.
You gotta let go a little bit.
You know?
Now, in the sense by let go, it's just that like, I feel like it's not necessarily like let go. It's just you're gonna be doing your own thing, and if they respect you, bro, they'll respect that. They'll understand that. Look, you need your time to yourself because, bro, like sometimes I like my alone time, bro. Like, I'm an introverted dude by nature. I had to learn extroverted skills, like to talk to people. But sometimes you want that alone time, bro. I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes some mates are just not necessarily like the path that you're choosing.
Yeah.
In that sense, doesn't mean that you can't like. I will never forget them. We shared amazing memories, bro. I don't get how some people are that cold hearted, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
That cold hearted, like, to forget memories and things like that. But
I struggle. I think I said it before as well. I struggle to cut people out of my lives because even if we don't have that common ground, even if I'm happy to be honest, that type of person who will reach out to someone 30 times before they eventually call me back. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
I don't find what's the word I'm looking for when you don't have confidence, like, or pride? It's the shame.
Yeah, you don't have
the
shame. You're like,
in that
okay,
shit.
you are okay with letting that person like feel
bro.
powerful.
Yeah,
you're
I
okay.
don't
That's a
even- I don't
mature
even
thing, bro.
care,
That's a
because
crazy mature
the
skill, bro.
truth is, at the
Because you
end of
realize
the
everyone
day-
wants to feel powerful, bro.
Yeah, but the truth is about it is it's like, I know what I'm like. I'm a codependent kind of person. I approve and I crave people's attention and time and energy and effort. I like that shit. It makes me feel good. So if I reach out to someone 30 times, busy or not, whether he's seeing me call and be like, fuck it, I'm watching something, or whether he's genuinely at work and he hasn't got time to pick it up, or whether he's going through a fucking heartbreak and he's too depressed. It doesn't matter what the fucking reason for it is. Eventually, he'll call me back. He'll pick up the phone. He'll text me saying, hey, bro, I'm a little bit busy. What about tomorrow? You know, eventually. And then I will get what I wanted anyway. You know, like, all I wanted was the communication. So I don't see the shame in that. You know what I mean? Like, I still get what I want. I don't need to get what I want when I want it. I'm not fucking two. But I still have my dreams and my goals and shit in life that I aspire to get eventually. So I see it no differently with the friendships and the people I create. I think that the one thing that I try and do is I try and limit the amount of time I can spend with certain people if it's not progressive.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I learned that from smoking, for example. Like, I used to go there with the common ground of spending fucking 3-4 hours a session. 3-4 hours to me in today's age, I don't give nothing 3-4 hours. I'm go. It's one task to the next. So I can't give up that much time. But I can still have a conversation with this person here and there, you know? So I don't necessarily cut people out. I just limit
Your
the
attention.
time, you know?
Yeah.
I heard this one quote about losing friends that I did find very, very inspirational and resonating. I heard it and I was like, damn, I wish I knew the guy's name who said it, but he said, some friends are not meant to stay with you along your journey forever. We know that, I'm just riff-raffing a little bit on it, from school, you know. We had our friends in school. It ain't the same, you know. Like, you kind of lose them as you go. Separate from the fact that I try and hold on to everyone, not always I can. He says that just because some people aren't meant to be in your life forever, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Think of some people in your life as boosters for a rocket. Once you get to a certain altitude, those boosters fall off that rocket and you keep ascending. It doesn't necessarily mean that these are bad people. They just were never designed to go to the places you were designed to go.
You're built different.
You're built different.
Yeah.
These aren't meant to go to the same place.
Yeah, nothing. It's a different journey.
Yeah.
Different path, bro. That's a beautiful quote.
And I found that to be
Tough pill to swallow, bro.
tough. That's a great way to put that. Tough pill to swallow, bro.
So you want everyone to come with you, bro.
Yeah,
But then you
bro.
realize you're not the same as everyone, bro. That's the hardest thing for me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like a few mates, bro, they tell me shit like, bro, we don't want to hear what you have to say. We don't want to hear what you have to say. I'm like, fuck, bro, like, what else are we going to talk about, bro? Like, what this guy's doing, what that person is doing? Come on, bro. Like, there's only so many conversations, like, you can talk shit. But then again, it's like, everyone's different.
Yeah.
Nothing to take away from them. They're all successful, all these guys. Like, they're probably more successful than me in terms of financially and things like that. But, like, you
It's
know,
different
like,
journeys,
yeah, it's just
isn't
different journeys. But that's all. That's what I'm learning to realize. Like,
So maybe the goal isn't that you have to try and cut people out. Maybe it's just accepting that some people aren't going to be there forever.
yeah,
you know?
which is scary. It's sad. Because bro, if I love someone, I love them dearly, bro. But, like, man.
My life has been a story of I'm trying to meet the best people this world has, you know? The further I get to explore, and I've lived in fucking so many different places. I probably moved 15 times in my life.
Wow, that's
I
crazy,
think at
bro.
least, to be honest.
That's insane.
So I'm just gaining little pockets of people here and there, bro. And it's like, I only hold on to the good ones.
Yeah, bro.
I could think of dozens and dozens of people that I've kicked back with, but I knew from the first encounter, this guy ain't
Fake or snake or like
fake or snake
or whatever, like just clown. Like I can just see through it.
Yeah.
Like bro, like you know what I mean? Like especially bro, you kicking back with some guys and they always find the need to try try assert their dominance or something, bro. That you're just asserting your insecurity, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're comfortable, bro, but whatever. Like I got like I don't know, bro.
I got frenemies in a way too, kind of.
Oh, definitely, bro.
Like,
Heaps like that. You probably had heaps, bro. Disguise themselves.
Yeah.
I've had bro. Straight up, disguise themselves. Try to hide behind it, but whatever. Like each to their own. But you just need to know.
Yeah, I've even got people that like maybe we could be mates. You know, in a way, I'm not really sure how we would define our relationship, but once a year or once every two, we'll get in such a argument online because of mutual people we know, and we're like in each other's throats, calling each other out, blah blah blah. And it will kind of resolve itself, you know, and it's like, that ain't someone that I'm taking along with me on my journey.
No way,
like,
bro.
It's just...
But they might, at the end, they'll be like, bro, I always knew you were going to do it. I always knew you were going to be there. Or like, they'll just be like, oh, bro, they'll start sucking you off at the end.
Help
you know, like
us
start sending you
out, like,
memes
put
or
us
some shit.
on, yeah.
Just out of nowhere, bro, randomly, bro. Like, you never got a meme from this guy in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Out of nowhere, start sending you some bullshit meme that's not even funny.
Yeah.
Straight away, people think they're smart, but you see straight through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm with you.
oh, yeah.
So I guess I'll try and sit on that fact a little bit more. Like maybe don't try and cut people out. Like I've had to have that conversation with myself in general. Do I cut this person out? Are they good for me or not? It's a hard balance. It's hard working that out. Are you easy to cut someone out if you think they need to be cut out?
I think I've learned to make it easier. It's tough, bro, because we still got a heart, but like, I think it just like past experiences and things become a lot easier, bro. Become a bit more cold-hearted.
Yeah.
You got to be, bro.
Yeah.
You got to be. Like in the sense, like you got to know, bro, the moment I see like envy and hate from my own friends, and I'll give them enough to really show me, but then the moment I see it, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll just distance myself a little bit. Like, you know what, like, it's all good, bro. Like, you do your thing.
You know what I'm like that with women. If I separate from a woman, there ain't no going back. It's never
That's
break.
tough, bro.
There's
When
no
it's
such
a woman,
thing
but
as
like,
take a
you got to
break.
do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
And when we see this bitch thinks she's like, act like she's better than you, bro. Get out of here. Go find some other some flop, bro. You know what I mean? Go. It's all good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I don't play the game. There's no such thing as taking
I play
a
to win,
break.
bro. I play to win.
Yeah.
Straight up.
It's funny to talk about the fact that like we're all in a game and we're all playing. You know, I kind of created this concept in my head recently about how you don't even choose whether you want to compete in this game or not. You know, you are competing. You choose whether you want to be active in your competition.
Yeah.
Everyone's a part of this game. Everything's a competition.
Yeah, bro.
I know it's superficial, but
it's so true, bro.
It is who has a bigger house. It is who has a better car. It is who's a better podcast host. It is who's a better worker at work, who makes more sales, who can lay more bricks.
Survival of the fittest.
It's survival of the fittest.
Bro.
We're in competition. It's all life. It's a
human
game.
nature. Yeah.
You don't choose whether you want to play the game or not.
Yeah.
You choose whether you want to win the game.
Yeah.
Or you want to be a fucking NPC.
Yeah,
or you want to be a side character.
You're not wrong. But then again, look, your success might be different to what my version of success is. But which is why we respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, they try put their version of success onto you.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's you. Cool. That's your accomplishments.
Yeah.
I'll be happy if, bro, like all I have is $2 to my name, or all I have is this iPhone, or all I have is these shoes. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, then again, it's competition, bro.
Yeah.
It's competition. Like people, bro, I didn't even know it, but I'm competing with adults, bro, 35.
Yeah, bro.
40 years experience in the construction industry. Things like this, bro. Other like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you,
Yeah.
and you don't even know, but you're already in it. Even
course.
likewise with you, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
if I could think of an example, say for an example,
you're
right?
not trying to compete, but bro, they're competing with you.
Fitness,
That's good.
It's easy to put fitness as an example. You're active in the gym. You got the size. You got this. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for people to question whether you're even on the gear or not.
Yeah.
If we were to dive deep enough into a field of it, you're winning, bro. Against me, if we were to have a competition in that, you're winning.
Okay, in terms of training?
Of training.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
not saying I have any problem with it. I'm happy
Yeah.
for it. It's something that I'm aware of. I'm comfortable with it. But like, whether we agree or not, we're still competing. You know, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay,
Everything kind of is
interesting.
a competition. You know.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I like looking at life in that way.
Correct. And
I
you get
don't-
an edge. Now, the people that say they're not competing with you are competing the hardest, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed, bro.
Yeah.
Like they're
And
studying your every move, seeing your weaknesses and things like that, your insecurities, things like that to try to break you.
Yeah.
These guys are like, you know what I mean? But then again, if it's a true friend, they're not really they're gonna try want to bring you up.
Of course.
You know
And
what I
that's healthy competition.
Healthy
bro.
competition.
That's
Healthy
like
competition.
when
There's nothing wrong with that.
when
Like if we're training in the gym, bro, imagine if we all started off when we were 19, 18. I guarantee you would have been but if not bigger than me. You might have had
Maybe,
bit better
bro,
genetics. You know what I
maybe.
mean? It's all just also like who you're around. That's why it's very important to have like
The
you know,
competition
like,
isn't a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing,
Competition's
bro.
a good thing, you know what I
the only
mean?
people that hate the games are the ones
People
that don't
who
know
are
how to play it.
losing, bro.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
bro.
don't hate the play, hate the game. Tiger made that song, you know? So
Yeah, it's cool. Healthy competition in the gym's the easiest one to look at it from, but I
Yeah.
also find it in my work. I find people who are better than me in my job, and it's like,
just
tell
learn
them-
from them.
I
What
tell
can we
them,
learn? Yeah.
I'm gonna be better than you, bro. Just so you know
That's
that. Like, let's
crazy.
go, let's compete, let's see if we get this done faster. You know, like
that's what
it's
world
competition.
champions would say. Young up and coming to each other. One day I'm gonna take out world champion. It sounds delusional, sounds thing, but then, bro, before you know it, your idols become your rivals, bro. That's
Yeah, bro.
crazy.
And that's good. I did
Yeah.
mention this on a couple podcasts, but I haven't even gotten to the book yet. It's a book by Patrick Bet David, who I mentioned
Bro,
to you
he's a
about.
G, bro.
Yeah,
He's a G.
He's a legend. He wrote this book called Choose Your Enemy Wisely, I believe it's called.
Okay.
And that's all about healthy competition, you know what I mean? Not all the time. Sometimes it can be from a place of like, let's find someone to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Is that still healthy competition? I don't know, but it, you know, that book talks about everything from Tom Brady's journey through competition to other sports stars like LeBron James, his healthy competition, wanting to be the best, you know, like these people are showing the proof that by having a competition, that's how you succeed in any field. You can be the competitor against yourself. You can use yourself as your competition. You could be competing against yourself as the person you were the day before. I could be telling myself tonight, I'm going to be better than the person I was this morning. You know, it's all life is competition, bro. I don't understand how people don't.
Yeah,
agree.
they don't understand. Yeah. For a long time, I didn't want to accept it. But then, like, once you accept it, then you're like, okay, you can sort of see, you know, okay, this guy's trying to compete with me in terms of this. Like, but then again, you know, it's crazy. We don't even see these guys as a competition. Like, they're not even on that level. To
that's
us, like, we don't, like, they see us as a threat, which is a good thing. You want to be seen as a threat, bro.
Yeah.
They want to see you as a threat.
Yeah.
I used to think, like, why do these people not like me? Why do they? Because they see me as a threat. They see me as a threat,
But
which is
it's
a mad
also
thing.
good to look at other people like a threat too.
Yeah,
because
of
that's
course.
what pushes you.
Of course, to grow.
Yeah,
To
bro.
grow. 100%, bro. To learn.
Life is a competition, bro. I think.
100%.
And that's what makes it fun. It's not what makes it evil. It's what makes it good. It's what makes
Yeah.
people be better.
100%.
Competing against some people's case scenario, they might have had a rough upbringing. They might have had a shit father. They're able to raise kids in a better situation than their father raised
Yeah.
them. They're competing against the dad they had.
Correct. Now,
know?
a lot of people, now myself included, I like to necessarily compete against myself. Now, and I know this is a bit of a curveball, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway because,
Yeah.
like, I find that when you're, like, a lot of the reasons why people get in the gym, right, they're like, they're not satisfied with their physique, even though they got an amazing physique. Like, I don't look like this guy. Bro, you never look like this guy because that's his genetics.
Yep.
Yes, he might have taken gear. He might have, like, be on this. He might be on that. He might be Photoshop his photos, but you know what I mean? But they're not happy even though they've got an amazing physique, 1% physique. They're like, bro, I meet so many guys in the gym, bro. They're trying to compete with me. I'm like, bro, like, you should be happy with what you have. Then you strive for more, for greater things. But then again, I can't talk in business or other things like that because I'm not that well versed yet.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't mean I'm
hard.
not going to learn.
I get it, bro. I get
You
it.
know,
because
but it's like, yeah.
the gym is that one thing where I think to myself in any form of fitness, doesn't matter
And
if
it's
I'm
not a
getting
bad thing. It's
I'm
not a
getting
bad,
into running.
don't think it's a bad thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to be better than our person I was yesterday. If I'm getting into swimming, I'm trying to be better.
100%,
Bro, even a
yeah.
sauna, I'm trying to do better than I did
Bro,
yesterday.
the
I don't
sauna's
care how long
hectic,
this
yeah.
guy was in here for.
That's
I'm
crazy,
being
yeah.
better than me. But at work,
You know the funniest shit, bro, can I add to that? Just
Yeah.
because you talk about sauna, yeah?
yeah.
Tyson Fury, yeah, before he fought Klitschko, yeah, he beat him in the sauna, bro. They sat in there for God knows how long. And then Klitschko tapped out. He beat him in the mind, bro.
Yeah,
He beat him in the
bro.
mind, then he won the fight, bro. That's funny
That's
as.
mad.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's dominance, bro.
Yeah.
That's winning in every field, bro. That's
yeah,
mad.
straight up.
But at work, I'm not progressive unless I'm finding someone to compete against. You know, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
You have to also compete
yeah.
against yourself. But if you find someone who you can look at,
Life is a
and-
test, bro.
Yeah.
Life is a test.
if you can find someone who you can hold yourself accountable to, and it's like, all right, if I can reach his skill level, then I'm good. But you also have to know that even if that person's skill level is better than mine, if I'm now reach him and we're competing against each other, if I'm not putting in the most amount of work and this guy's not putting in the most amount of work and we're still even, there's still no progression. You have to be better than yourself, and you have to also find other people to be better than as well. You know?
100%, bro.
Yeah.
100%, bro. Because, like, think about it. You wouldn't have got to your level if you didn't study the greats. You didn't study these guys. Like, you didn't have a mad setup. Like, I guarantee if you tried doing it yourself, it wouldn't look like this.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. But, like, you need to study. It's like studying your competition. Knowing your, like you said, that book by Patrick, but David, know your enemies.
Yeah.
Choose your enemies.
It's like Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
bro. As I mentioned, I'm a massive fan of Joe. I will talk about this off camera with you.
Mm.
I'm a massive fan of Joe Rogan. I respect everything that man's done in terms of the podcasting and his outside life, his curiosity, his habits, his rewards, all the things he's done. But he's my competition, you know.
One day you want to be
I
there
can have them
with
I
the
can have
biggest
that balance.
podcast in the world.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. Do you think this guy was, bro? He was a great speaker. He was just a jiu-jitsu guy, but bro, he took his talents elsewhere. He started off as a thing, as a
He was a
host.
comedian. He
Bro,
was a
he tried
professional
everything.
fighter. He was a TV
Bro, he was
host.
everything.
Yeah.
But like that's what I mean. You know how people say, "Oh, this guy just jumps on job to job." It's not because like they can't necessarily stick in it. Yes, that could be one of the factors, but it's also because they get bored of it easily. They chase the next adrenaline rush, which is not a bad thing, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're able to do that. They're multi-skilled. They're like that personality split, bro.
Yeah.
I believe that you should be somewhat like that.
Yeah.
Not to the point where this guy rapes girls, but like, you know what I mean? But like where he's like,
Yeah.
you know, he's just a different personality characters. That's why they found that person so interesting.
Yeah.
That's why they sold a movie like that.
Yeah.
It was sold like millions of dollars or whatever the box office, you know?
Yeah.
They made a sequel as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was good. I didn't see it, but like,
the movie.
the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. It's cool, bro. It's a cool balance.
Mm.
I like it. It's exciting. It's funny because life is a game. We talk about competition. Like it's, you know, it reminds me of competing for girls. You don't realize you're competing against 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds.
Exactly,
Like,
bro.
I like the way conversations always just seem to like put themselves together, even if you just enter that flow state. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Everything in my head wraps itself together in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that. It's sick.
But that's a skill of an amazing communicator, bro. The fact that, bro, I haven't seen you in like 3 years.
Yeah, bro.
And
If
where he
not
flowing
more,
like,
you reckon?
bro, straight up.
Yeah.
And when I saw you, I wasn't sober.
Yeah.
And you definitely weren't sober, bro. You were walking around with a goat, bro. You know what I mean? So like, but you know what I mean? So like, it's like, that's
Yeah.
the level of caliber we're up, bro. And you need to know that. I know that, but like, you need to know that. You know what I mean? So you will progress
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
People
appreciate
try
it.
to tell you, bro, like, you're this, you're that, bro. That's, nah, shut up, bro. Bang. You know what I mean? Don't worry.
Yeah. I
You know?
love that, bro. I love
Yeah.
that. Oh, I'll get to a couple of the last points we had. I don't remember if this was on your list or if it was on my list.
Doesn't matter.
But one of the
Yeah.
things I wrote down was people say that you're a product of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anyone
I've
say
heard
that
that,
before?
yeah.
Do you agree with it?
And I'll add on to that. Now, I think it definitely does play a role, but I think it goes more into the role of who you let influence over you. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you could be kicking back with someone, but if you don't agree with their points, you're not going to listen to them. If you're always thinking in the back of your head, nah, this guy's not right, or like, I'm going to do it my way. You've probably sat with so many people and they advise them about things, like, they still don't listen.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is like, yes, if you do spend a lot of time with someone, you will adopt their mannerisms. It's like girls when they spend time with you, like your ex, they adopt your lingo.
Yeah.
They copy your lingo. It's
Yeah,
cute,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like even with
I
the
love when
guys,
that
it's-
happens, bro.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
mad. It's just influence, bro. You know what I mean? You copy the mannerisms, traits. There's nothing wrong with that. But I had some guy, a mate, tell me to my own brother, like while we're on the sesh, he's like, bro, like, why are you just like copying your brother? I'm like, bro, he's my brother. Of course he's gonna
Yeah.
laugh like me. Of course he's gonna have similar
course,
mannerisms.
bro.
How dumb are people, bro? How
Yeah,
stupid
of
are they?
course. Yeah, of course.
Like, I just don't understand, bro, the level of, bro, but then again, each to their own, right?
yeah. I
Right.
noticed. I got people.
Of course he's my blood brother. Of course he's gonna copy
Yeah.
traits from me and we're gonna have similar traits. It doesn't mean that he's not his own identity. Do you
My
know what I
brother's
mean?
the same. Me and my brother are so similar. Our sense of humor, the way what we laugh at, our music taste. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of strange, to be honest, how similar it is. And he'll fucking whack on a song. You like this song? Bro, of course I fucking like this song.
course
You like
he's-
this song, bro. We're
Yeah.
the same person, you know? I work with lads and they're brothers and I watch them both and I'm like, you both do this the exact same, you know?
Yeah.
Who is the one who's actually doing this, or does it come from a dad? You know what I mean? Like, is the dad the one who put these mannerisms inside of these
Who knows,
kids? You
bro?
know? But it's just, I love it
mad
when
word,
people are
bro.
similar.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's sick. I take pride in the fact that my
course,
brother's
bro.
younger than me. I guarantee I've adopted just as much things from him as he has from me. Guarantee it.
You like you got a little copycat here. That's cute as, bro. It's
Yeah,
funny
bro.
as.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, that's mad. That means you have that much influence like that. They like you, bro. They're copying it, you know? Like,
And wait till you have
Yeah.
a little one, bro. Wait till
Oh,
there's
that's
a child.
crazy.
Wait until you see the fact that what you do is what this person does. You know what I mean?
Like, a lot of people just, they're so, I'm just going to keep using this word insecure because I'm going to call it out for what it is, bro. Like, you know, they're like, oh, like, you're copying this guy. Bro, that's a mad thing. They look up to him in that sense. Like, there's a trait in him that they like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is why, bro, I'm never going to ever listen to a person's opinion on someone else. They could not like this person for so and so reason. It could be a spinner story. You know what I mean? People are
Yeah.
so good at lying, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I've been around enough spinners.
I think it goes both ways. But I think on the opposite side, if someone recommends someone to be a good person, I do trust.
Yeah.
Like, I think Sahil's the one that messaged me about us getting together.
Yeah.
Bro, I gotta be honest, bro. Like, Sahil's the type of guy that Sahil could be like, yo, get this guy to come on, and I could never have met this guy.
Wow.
Sahil's like, Sahil likes this guy. He has to be a good guy. You know what I mean? It's
100%,
easy
bro.
since I've met you before. And we've had
100%.
connection before as well. But like, sometimes I trust people if it's good judgment,
Yeah.
it's bad judgment. But to go back to what we were talking about before with the being a product of the people, you spend the five people you spend the most time with, is you said it well, is that you're a product of the people who you want to let influence you. I think that you're a product of the people who impacted you at the time in which you were most open-minded. You know, it's kind of saying the same thing, but if I'm to look back on role models and people that I've had in my life and how they've impacted me and how who I am I might be a version of myself who's trying to chase their approval, prove them wrong, all these things. I was open-minded in that situation, so I don't believe that it has anything to do with who you spend the 5 people with. I believe it's got to do with every person you've ever met. Every person you've ever met, you either gain information from them and that influences you, or you learn things that you don't like about them and it teaches you how to live your life and stay away from that type of person. I think you're a product of every single person. I don't think it has anything to do with the 5 people you spend the most time with.
100%. See, like you can add on to that, and likewise, it's a combination of everything. It's not just like one thing, one view. It's many views.
Yeah, gang. All right. I didn't realize it was so late. All right. We're going to have to wrap this podcast up very shortly because it's been almost 3 hours.
That's
if not
crazy.
Almost 4.
That's
right?
insane.
We're getting there.
That's insane.
Yeah, probably 3.5 at the moment.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's
We're
pretty
just
cool.
flowing, yeah.
I'm not ready to wrap it up just yet. I've got a couple more questions I would like to ask you, but you did say you wanted to be a part of the Egypt segment.
Yeah,
I asked you off camera.
Yep.
All right, y'all. So it's the Egypt segment of the podcast. I've got an awesome one coming up. This week is about the Battle of Kadesh, led by the great pharaoh of Ramses II. For those who haven't heard last week's episode, I did dive deep into Ramses in the previous segment. So please click the link down in the description below if you want to hear about the leader of this war. But for this, we're going to talk war talk. Before I do, I would just like to refer to a quote from a masterpiece of a book by a phenomenal writer. It's The Art of War by Sun Tzu. If you haven't read The Art of War, I would recommend anyone to read it to their list of books to read. The quote from this book says, "All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When we use our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. And when we are far away, we must make him believe we are near." This quote is a quote that truly doesn't just summarize this battle I'm about to talk about, the Battle of Kadesh from ancient Egypt, but it summarizes all wars in general. It's all about misdirection, conception, deception, all these kind of things. It's not about showing yourself for the enemy to read. War is very similar to magic with misdirection. When I snap my fingers with my right hand and say this is where the magic is happening, my left hand is actually doing all of the magic behind the scenes. It's exactly the same. War's exactly the same. So what the Battle of Kadesh is the Battle of Kadesh took place in a location known as Kadesh, the name speaks for itself, which in today's geography is a body of land located in Syria. So it's an ancient Egyptian war, but it took place in Syria as their bordering countries. The battle took place between 2 enemy forces, the Egyptian Empire and the Hittite Empire, in year around 1274 BC. So it's almost 3,200 years ago. So it's a fucking very, very old war. For anyone who isn't aware, the Hittites is an ancient Egyptian empire, ancient Anatolian empire, and today it's Turkey. So it was basically between ancient Egypt and modern day Turkey, this war. I believe I'm saying it right, and I'm going to keep saying Hittites. I'm not really sure. I learned
Is it Haiti?
It's not Haiti.
Not Haitian. Haiti? Nah.
Maybe it's something along that. I only know the word from reading it, so I apologize.
How do you spell it?
Hittitie.
Nah, I don't know. I'd say, no.
To be honest, it might not even be that. I could have written it down wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm going to say Hittites. So the Battle of Kadesh is the planet's first war ever recorded in human history, which is why I think it's such a monumental war. The battle consisted of over 5,000 chariots of horses and an estimated of 100,000 men battling each other hand to hand with an almost equal strength of force coming from both sides. So roughly 50,000 foot soldiers, and one side probably had about 2,000 chariots, one side had about 3,000 chariots, which at the time is pretty crazy, even to today. You don't really have 100,000 people fighting, you know what I mean?
That's a lot of people.
I don't even know if that's ever happened
Right.
since then. The reason the two forces fought in the first place was like most wars that have ever happened in history, and that was about land more than anything, you know. They were fighting over who wanted to have control over that certain region.
Yeah.
And at the time of the war, it was the Hittite Empire that did hold the throne for it. So it was the ancient Egyptians' job to go and try and take this land from them. What took place during the actual combat was that Ramses II and his Egyptian men captured 2 men from another region, and they told him that the Hittite enemies were set up camp 100 kilometers away from the city of Kadesh, leaving the city completely unarmed. So they kidnapped 2 blokes. They're from a different region. And they were like, tell us what you know about the Hittite Empire. They're like, oh, they're fucking way over there. The city's unarmed. So that made Ramses be like, yeah, sweet. So he sent his forces and his best divisions out to look for the Hittite Empire 100 kilometers away. And he led his own personal army into the city of Kadesh. But he led them right into an ambush of the pretty much majority of the Hittite Empire. The 2 men that they kidnapped were actually spies working for the Hittite Empire. And that's why I had the quote in the beginning, it's all about misdirection. That's how a lot of wars are led. They misdirected them with information and led them straight into the Hittites' trap. They were set up camp in the Kadesh city. As the battle went on, and the Egyptian army were outnumbered, but they did gain victory and captured 2 more men. So there was way more of the Hittite Empire, but the Egyptians did take control of that battle, and they did win and captured 2 more enemies. And the new guys they captured told them that the actual army of the Hittite Empire was just outside of Kadesh with his main army. So they didn't have any time to celebrate the victory. All right, I'll get back into it. Sorry, everyone who's listening. I had to take a break because dry as fuck. All right. So as I said, they had no time to celebrate their victory after they took over the city of Kadesh, and they beat the outnumbered forces they had against them, because they said the main army is just outside waiting to come retaliate. You know what I mean? So during this time, both parties sent men out to go gain the help of all their other armies that they've sent out through the land. You know, as I mentioned, Ramses heard about the fact that the Hittite Empire was 100 kilometers away, so he sent his main forces to go there. So in the time of this battle, the men were going out, gaining those men, saying, nah, boys, come back. The Hittite Empire was doing the same thing. So as both sides eventually met up with each other with full armed forces, As both sides moved forward towards each other's vicinity, they both regained the extra armed forces from their military factions that were originally sent out. And as they marched their chariots towards each other with men sprinting armed on foot, both militaries shot arrows high up into the sky at opposing incoming forces. So as arrows rained down on them, the war began, and they started what was known as the biggest and largest and the first all-out war that not just ancient Egypt had seen, but the world had ever seen at that time. I'm fucking dry as fuck. The Egyptian army pushed the Hittite Empire against the river, which with an estimated... might have something in my throat. The Egyptian army pushed the Hittite Empire against the river with an estimated of 5,000 war vehicles attacking each other with horses and chariots. And law states that Ramses II, the leader of the Egyptian army, was right bang in the center of this war the entire time. Even though the Hittite army was pushed through the river and retreated, which most of them did die, few of them did escape, Ramses did not claim victory and ownership of Kadesh, as his men were also just as hurt, so they left, you know what I mean? No one actually gained the city of Kadesh. So in that theory, it was kind of a draw, you know what I mean? No one won the war.
Yeah, no one won.
Even though some people say that Ramses and the ancient Egypts kind of lost because their goal was to go try and take over this city. At that point, it was still owned by the Hittite Empire. So the battle was written down, not just painted, transcribed, hieroglyph, but sculptures were made of it all over ancient Egypt after this battle. Ramses II, the great pharaoh, recorded the fuck out of this throughout history, everywhere he went. And he did depict the fact that they won the war. You know, he did write that down. But when you look back on it, you kind of have hindsight and be like, you didn't really won. If at best, you just had a draw. But 15 years later, after the battle, a peace treaty was written out between the two armies. The peace treaty was originally inscribed in a silver tablet, which has since been lost, but copies of them do still exist in both Egyptian hieroglyphs and the Hittite language. This is also the first ever written peace treaty to survive in written form. Up until then, they were all just done verbally. It was not just opposing that neither side would attack each other again in the future, but it also enforced that if either side of the armies got attacked from any other enemy, then they would come together, gain forces, and then fight them together, which is the first ever alliance in international relations regarding war. It was the first time that ever happened in history. To this day, this battle and this peace treaty is widely adopted as a landmark for the societies that we have built today. In fact, a large copy of this is actually displayed in the United Nations headquartered as President for Peace. So in the place in the United Nations where all one leader from every country get together, they have this on the wall to show President for, yeah, we can resolve our issues, we can come together and we can create peace. Pretty awesome that they have that from fucking 3,200 years ago. With Ramses and his people of ancient Egypt now safe from worrying about the enemy forces invading anymore, he was able to focus on his greatest project yet, and that was building. Building landmarks, infrastructure, empires, colosseums, tombs, temples, all the crazy shit. As I mentioned last week, I did speak about Ramses in that Egypt segment, so if you're interested in some of the things that this great leader did do to change Egypt forever, please, as I said, click the link in the description down below to listen to that episode. And for next week, I thought I'd like to share a monument that a few people have been wondering why I haven't talked about yet, and that's the Great Sphinx of Giza. The Great Sphinx of Giza, everyone kind of knows what the Sphinx looks like, but I'll just be talking a little bit about why they built it, how long it take, who put their input onto it.
That's not that thing there, right?
No, that's actually Ramses II. That's actually the guy who led this army.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
Ramses II.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so everyone stay tuned for next week because I talk about the Great Sphinx of Giza. I'm pretty excited to get into that one. But yeah, I think that battle in itself is such an interesting war to ever be fought, bro, being the fact that it's the first ever war between two military forces and it's the biggest war that has ever happened. You know what I mean? It's the first and the largest. Nothing's ever been that big since then. Yeah, I started this Egypt segment, bro, and I've been researching the shit out of it, and I love the journey I've gone down with it, bro.
No, it's interesting, bro.
been
And like,
mad.
it's good, bro. A lot of people like that are high up there like to talk about war, Napoleon, Bonnet Hill, things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are also very interesting to the most common people. It sounds boring, don't get me wrong, even me. When I first started hearing a little bits about it's not that interesting.
Yeah.
Because we don't understand it. But when you go deep into the studies of what is war, why they do it, how they do it, like it's ingenious, bro.
Yeah.
300, the movie, Sparta, like how those different armies moved,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
It's crazy.
Ancient time war was different, bro.
Different,
it was built
bro.
different. They weren't
Yeah.
hiding behind the screens of robots and drones. and fucking
Nah, exactly, bro. They're on the
politics.
solid, like, that's
Yeah.
it, bro. It's
The
do or die.
Vikings, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, they already pledged that they're going to die before
Yeah.
to the famous, like, kiss them goodbye, like that.
Yeah.
You will probably not see me again, but I'm doing this for the greater good.
Yeah, bro.
We're going to war, bro. That's the mentality. Whenever I feel like I'm getting anxious, I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? Like, if I'm going to war right now to protect my country, protect my family, that's it. It's on. It doesn't matter if I'm drunk. It doesn't matter if I'm high. It doesn't matter if I'm feeling uneasy
Yeah.
or weird. You know what I mean? That's it. You're going in. And that's helped me with my anxiety.
Yeah,
So,
that's mad. That's mad, bro. I love it too. I think that the way that the ancient people used to go to war was so much more. It was like a game of chess that was so easy to
Bro,
decipher
wow.
looking at it from today. You know, war
Yeah.
today is still chess. Don't get me wrong, but they use the pieces of civilians. They
that's
use the
crazy.
pieces of religion. They use the pieces of like politics. They use all these weird pawns and shit before they have their real battle victories of taking out fucking infrastructure and shit like that. Like, but back in the day, it was on foot, bro. They still had their mad plans, but it was all on foot. Yeah. Couple questions I want to ask you before we wrap this up is the first one being, do you believe in destiny?
okay. Yes, but I think that your destiny can be chosen, like your path. I mean, like, you can pick your destiny. Like, if you want to be the best swimmer in the world, you train to be the best swimmer, you will eventually get very close to it. Or you might even be the best swimmer. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's many factors that play into a role. But I think you can choose your destiny. But then again, there are some things that, you know, like, God might just be pushing you, like, towards your destiny. Like, this is what I think I was put on this earth to do. And I think that's a high level of introspection and deep
Yeah.
understanding. And
There's a high level, bro. There's a high level of that. I believe it too. I believe that my destiny's there, but I'm the one that's deciding to get there.
Deciding,
You know what I mean? Like, I
yeah.
still have the free will in order to make the decisions
It's a
in
mad
order
question.
to reach there.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people don't believe in destiny because they believe that if you have
In the
destiny,
9 to 5.
yeah. If you don't have
Right.
destiny, some people think you don't have free will.
Yeah.
Because if you have free will, then how do you have a destiny? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you can have both. I really think you
Straight
can have
up, bro.
both.
Straight up.
Another question I really like that I'd like to ask you is, what does a perfect day look like for you?
Ooh, okay. Then again, look, I don't think, remember we had this discussion about what is perfect. I don't think there is anything that's perfect. And I think that's what makes it perfect.
Yeah,
I think, look,
yeah.
a day that has crazy emotions, highs and lows. A day that you remember, I think impromptu days like that, those are the most fun when things are not planned, you know? Like that, I think that to me, I don't believe in a perfect day. I think a perfect day would just be a normal day.
Yeah, nice.
Where there is no like ups and downs, no, you know? So it's like a safe day. I would call it a safe day.
That's for me too, bro. I
Yeah.
think my perfect day, like, it's weird to say, but I can go to work on a perfect day.
Yeah, bro. Straight up.
Like if I go to work, I come home, get some podcasts done, I get to sit down with someone, talk some shit, edit a little bit, go home, spend time with the missus, have a mad feed, bust a nut. That's a perfect day, bro.
That's the best day.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be fucking the best hardstyle festival. It doesn't need to be my birthday, Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah, make the best out of that.
Exactly.
Gang. All right, well, I have one final question that I do want to ask you before I wrap this up, though.
Yeah.
But I have to say, bro, thank you so much for coming and doing
Likewise,
this episode.
bro.
It's been gang, bro.
It's crazy. Like, this is not... It's from both sides. You know what I mean? It's not one-sided. It's from both sides. Like, we both want to put into this because, like, I respect your podcast having me here. Again, I'm going to say it again because this is, man, this is an opportunity for me to showcase my talent and you to showcase your talent as well as a great host, bro.
Thank you, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're a great guest, bro. Trust me. Just the
it.
energy you came in wanting to be here just proved a lot.
Yeah,
You came in with good content, bro. I really good content, bro. So I really appreciate.
And likewise,
really
good questions, bro. Even now towards the end, guys, this guy's hitting me with some hectic questions that are making me think. Even towards the end, like you know, most people be like, "Oh, we're gonna wrap this up," but bro, he's still hitting me.
Oh, I don't want to wrap it up, bro. I have to hit you, bro. I have to hit you with it. Yeah. All right. Well, there is one final question, and I do ask everyone this question to wrap it up. And it's more of a piece of advice that if someone came to you because they felt depressed or lost, what would you say to that person?
Okay, what would I say to that person? Why they feel depressed or lost? Okay, this is a deep question. Now, the first thing I would say is, look, if you like what you see in the mirror, if you actually like what you see in the mirror, it'll translate to your life. If you don't like what you see in the mirror, it's gonna translate to your life, bro. Like bro, everything you're doing is for your life. So the first thing that you can do is if you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you're like, shit, there's things I can work on, like can improve my body. I guarantee you, bro. Like it's so cliche. I know Andrew Tate said this about like you get a six pack, your life will change dramatically. You're like, you know, you might be depressed over some girl, but bro, like, the attention that you'll be getting from other girls and things like that, like or whatever, that's just the first step. But if you like what you see in the mirror, you genuinely like who you are as a person, bro, that's gonna translate into your life. This podcast would not have been this good if I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. If I hated myself, it would come and show in the podcast. I'd be like, oh, bro, like, I don't want to answer that question. Or like one word answers, or like, let's go next question. Or come on, bro, like, oh, you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So like,
good answer, bro. I think it's the same thing. I think it all starts with being comfortable with who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And working on your body is such a good way to live your life. You know what I mean? Everything ripples from then. You look good. You feel good.
But the thing is, it's more than just like we're doing this for girls, but we're not doing this for girls, bro. I promise to God, I would not look like this. You would not look like that. You would not be a capable fighter if you know what I mean, if you're doing it just for girls. It'd be for show, bro. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have battle scars if you're doing it for show. You know what I mean? You would not be ready to, you know what I mean? So it's like, so like you're doing it for yourself, but then the other stuff, the confidence things come with that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
good answer, bro. I love it. It's a beautiful question. Yeah. It's a beautiful answer. I think it's amazing that everyone has a different answer to it. I've never asked the question and had the same answer twice. It's always been something new.
That's crazy.
Every single week. I think it's important because sometimes people might hear a message a million times. Yeah. But it might just be the way that someone says it to resonate with them. Yeah. You know, we've all heard the same quotes by the same people a million times, but sometimes you can just hear it a little bit differently and you're like, I felt that.
Yeah, they can relate to it. Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, so good answer, bro. Great episode, great answers for everything we went back and forward on. I appreciate the notes that you put the effort into creating. I appreciate the effort you both came out here for doing so. I can't wait to have your brother on the podcast in the future.
Straight up, that's going to be crazy. Shout out to Nick.
Yeah, shout out to Nick.
Big Nick.
Can't wait to have you Nick on. I can't wait to have you both on together. That'll be an exciting episode.
That'll be crazy, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, gang, bro. I appreciate all of it. For everyone who's listening, thank you for making it to the end of the episode. Really appreciate it. Wouldn't be able to do it without everyone listening. And until next time, everyone, that's a wrap.
Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stunt.